Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2. Nobody in Kansas City has sports like 96.5 The Fan.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City, a 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game.
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's CDOT.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You are listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very excited to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday as we began the transition and getting you ready for the Kansas City Chiefs going on the road to play one of their biggest games of the season on the road against the Buffalo Bills. We'll get to that matchup here coming up in just a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about the World Series that is tied at 2 games apiece. We'll talk about the travel heard round the world yesterday from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He took 7 steps yesterday. He did the cha-cha slide in the NBC game yesterday. We got a lot to get into in today's show. There is a little bit of college football that I want to talk about that we didn't get a chance to cover yesterday in the show. We're going to talk a lot of Chiefs, a lot of college football, a lot of fall sports here as we are celebrating a very, very busy sports week and sports month here on 96.5 The Fan. Before we do any of that, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you to listen to the show each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. I mean, it'd be cool if you could tell 2 people to listen to the show, but you know what? If you could just tell one person, I greatly appreciate that. And number 3, and most importantly, I need you to remember that the open of the show is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place. So if you're looking for a great place to watch a little bit of playoff baseball, if you're looking for a place to watch Thursday night football tomorrow, if you're looking for a place to watch Kansas City and Buffalo this weekend, then look no further than our friends over at The Other Place. Great food specials, great drink specials, televisions everywhere, great service. If you're looking for a place to hang out, have a drink, grab something to eat, and watch the game, be sure to check out our friends over at The Other Place. And I forgot to remind you guys that I got a chance to catch up with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. He joins us every Wednesday. He joined us earlier today. We'll play that for you coming up at 3:15. We'll catch up with the quarterback of the Chiefs in the 3 o'clock hour. So this is where I would like to begin today's show, begin the week as we are moving on from the win against the Washington Commanders and moving on to the game against the Buffalo Bills. I feel very, very fortunate as an NFL fan. I would say that we grew up in a golden era of NFL fans. We got to see the entire character arc of Tom Brady, going from a quarterback that we didn't really spend a lot of time talking about to the controversy on whether or not he should continue being the starting quarterback and if Bill Belichick would make the move to go back to Drew Bledsoe, to seeing Brady win his first championship going down the field against the St. Louis Rams, to becoming the greatest quarterback of all time. We saw Peyton Manning as he couldn't win the Heisman Trophy, couldn't beat Florida, couldn't get over the hump early on in his career, won a couple of Super Bowls, and is one of the greatest quarterbacks in league history. We saw Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. There was a 15-year stretch there where you knew that the top of the NFL was bookend with all-time great, historic, iconic quarterbacks. And I think one of the questions in the National Football League is, what was that process going to look like as the old guys get phased out and you need new stars to take over? This is the conversation that is currently happening in the NBA, that the NBA has been dominated by LeBron, KD, and Steph, and the league, in my opinion, is struggling to find who are those next stars. Is Anthony Edwards going to be a player that you tune in? Is Victor Wembanyama going to be a player that gets you to sit down and watch him play basketball? You get the point that I'm making. We have seen the NFL very successfully be able to make that transition and make that jump where you have one of the greatest quarterbacks, the most talented quarterbacks in all time in Patrick Mahomes, and you have the storylines brewing with two great quarterbacks in their own respect with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and them being unable to get over the hump. The storyline, the year to year, every season, Mahomes, you look at the rings, you look at the trophy cabinet, you have all these awards and accolades and championships. You look at these other guys, they don't have nearly as much, and wondering if those guys are going to be able to break through and if they're going to be in a position to win a championship. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when they played the Raiders, and I told you guys that I don't think the Chiefs and the Raiders are a rivalry anymore. Sure, they are in the same division, but it's not a rivalry. And as we were getting ready for this week, as we're getting ready for this game against the Buffalo Bills, I am reminded why this is a rivalry and why this game matters so much. This is the 10th time that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have gone up against each other. And if you're just thinking about the storylines that pop up when these two teams play each other, if there is one thing that you know that you can guarantee as an NFL fan, it is when you buy a ticket to watch these two go up against each other, when you sit down on your couch and you sit in front of your television and watch this, you know that you are going to see football theater at the absolute highest degree. Look at the last four matchups between these two teams. AFC Championship game, so the winner goes to the Super Bowl. It's that storyline we're talking about. Patrick Mahomes, can he win 3 straight Super Bowls? Josh Allen's never been to one. You got to go on the road, and you got to try to beat him. You got the controversy about the tush push and first downs and the rules changes. Something always comes out when these two teams play each other. You then go back to the regular season, and Buffalo has a decision. It's a 4th down. Are they going to kick a field goal and give Patrick Mahomes a chance to go down the field and potentially beat them? Or are they going to take matters into their own hands, go for it on 4th down, and try to end the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, we saw the decision that was made. They make the choice to go for it. Josh Allen runs, scores a touchdown, and that's the end of the game. You go back to a couple of seasons ago, and you're talking about in the regular season, the Kadarius Toney lateral. Patrick Mahomes goes on his first playoff game on the road. Where was that game at? It's at Buffalo. This is what a professional sports rivalry should be. This is what a professional sports rivalry should look like. You have something that they want. You sit at the top of the mountain. You've been to 3 straight Super Bowls. You've had parades. You know what playoff disappointment feels like. You know what jubilation feels like. You got the greatest quarterback of their generation. You are the golden child. The league puts you on TV more than anybody else. Your tight end is dating an international superstar. You get to dictate the rules. And then you've got the underdog, so to speak, and I use that loosely in quotes. You've got a team that every day, if there is one team that thinks about how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and hates everything that the Chiefs have, it's the team that they're playing on Sunday. That's what a professional sports rivalry should be, and that's what it should feel like. It should feel like two teams that you know are playing at incredibly high levels, that I'm sure there's great respect for both sides, but there also is a dislike because you are either trying to take something away from me that I've worked so hard for, or I spend all of my time trying to figure out how to make sure how you never have it. You never want to see Buffalo go to a Super Bowl. You don't want to see Josh Allen win the championship because that means your guys not winning the championship. That's what a rivalry should feel like. If you're just looking back at the last 4 times that these teams have played each other, AFC Championship game, big 4th down decision, Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game, Kadarius Toney, Travis Kelce lateral. Every single time you sit down on your couch, you are guaranteed to get an A-plus matchup. This is the best rivalry right now in American professional sports. Not just the NFL. This is the best rivalry in baseball. This is the best rivalry in basketball. This is the best rivalry in Olympic hockey, tennis, gymnastics, whatever sport you can think of. This is the best rivalry that we currently have with these two very proud organizations, with these two teams with great quarterbacks, great fan bases that support them. You cannot get better entertainment, better enjoyment. Football cannot be played at a higher level, I think, than what these two teams give us every time that they go up against each other. And I'm really excited to see it. I think for the first time, at least a while in the regular season. I think usually it feels like a coin flip between these two teams. I don't really think it's a coin flip this time. I think Kansas City is pretty clearly better than Buffalo on both offense and defense. Now, that's not to say that Buffalo can't win this game. They're at home. They're a very good offensive team. They leave a lot to be desired when we're talking about the defensive side. But they're the home team emotional. They need this game, I think, a little bit more than Kansas City. Like, you certainly can find your arguments of how Buffalo wins this game. But if we were talking about where we currently sit heading into this matchup, Kansas City is better offensively. Kansas City is better on defense. They are playing more consistent football right now than I think Buffalo is. I just think they're the better team, and I expect them to win this matchup as we are heading into it. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about the return of Mike Pennell. Mike Pennell is back. Boy, he looks so happy. He was play fighting with Chris Jones. He looks so happy to be back. We'll talk about it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive. Patrick Mahomes coming up in an hour.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Looking to drive your finances downfield? Main Street Credit Union is the hometown team you can trust. We help you build credit, lower monthly expenses, and finance with confidence. Or if you need a loan to grow your small business, we've got flexible options and no hidden fees. At Main Street, it's not just about the win, it's about keeping Kansas City moving forward. One goal, 1 yard, 1 member at a time. Get in the game at mainstreetcu.org.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Rashi Rice from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Coming up in 1 hour, we will play our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you guys on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll take a mid-season look at the NFC that feels like it's kind of wrapped up. We'll talk about that in a bit. We led today's show talking about the rivalry that exists between these two teams. I think this is the best rivalry that we currently have in American sports. This is what a rivalry should feel like. No, it doesn't have the same historical feeling of a Packers-Bears or a Chiefs-Raiders. It's not a divisional rivalry. It doesn't have that level of importance in your division. But every year, you know that this is a measuring stick between these two teams. They play each other every single season. They have played each other every year since COVID. And these are one-score, one-possession games. They're in playoff games. They have great implications on who's going to be the one seed, who's going to host the AFC Championship game, who's potentially going on the road, who can win MVP, who doesn't win MVP. It does not get bigger stakes in the regular season, we've seen, than when these two teams go up against each other. So I'm excited for this. You know, every single time that these two teams get together, you know you're in for a treat. You know that it is going to be a very highly competitive, very physical, very important football game, and the ratings will be very reflective of that whenever we get those for this matchup. Rob, now I don't know if you've ever experienced this before. Text line, I'm sure a couple of you have experienced this, 913-586-7965. There are various different honeymoon feelings that you experience in a relationship. You know, when you first start to date a young lady or a young man or whomever your partner is, you know, the early part is really good. It's getting to learn the other person. You're going on dinner dates. You're asking little fun questions. You can't wait to text and talk to them. You wake up and good morning. You know, that early chase, that feeling of the chase is a very exciting feeling. Well, there's another thing that also gives you that same feeling. It's when you get that second opportunity. You guys fell out for whatever reason. You guys disconnected. You've dated other people. They've dated other people. But in your back of your mind, you always are like, man, I really miss Sally. You then check on Instagram. You check on Facebook. You see that Sally's available. You start sending little messages. You know, you just miss being around Sally. And then when you guys decide to give it another try, oh, you get that second honeymoon feeling, but it's a little bit different and better feeling because you don't got to ask all the annoying, what's your favorite movie? You already got the inside jokes built in. You already got your little secret handshake. You've already met moms before. You are able to skip a lot of the nonsense that you got to do early in a relationship, and you can just get to the fun part. That's a very exciting feeling. That's what Mike Pennell is doing right now. Have you guys seen the video? Both he and Chris Jones look like two of the happiest people in the world. That's how they look. They look like two of the happiest people in the world. They look like TJ Holmes and Amy from Good Morning America is how they look when they see each other. I mean, they gave each other a hug, and they had their little secret handshake together, and they were slap boxing out there. I mean, I'm happy for Chris Jones. I'm happy for Mike Pennell. Man, you didn't sign up to play with Joe Flacco. You didn't sign up to play with Jake Browning. That's not what you signed up for when you were a free agent. That's not what they sold you on. When they told you to come play for us, they sold you on going to play with Joe Burrow. They sold you on a chance of helping us get back to the Super Bowl. They didn't sell you a 7-win team, but that's what you're currently playing on. So when you figure out that you got a way to get out of that team and you got a chance to go back home, oh my goodness, he jumped at the opportunity. That man wasn't a free agent for 8 hours before he was on the plane coming back to Kansas City. Now he's in the locker room. They got his stuff up there. I mean, they never really put his stuff away. You didn't throw none of Sally's stuff away. You had to put it in a box from your current girlfriend, but you just couldn't bear to throw all of it away, all of those memories, all those fun times that you had. And now look at you. You're back together. Chris Jones, I'm happy for you.
Everything, and hopefully, life do a full circle and we get my guy back. Mike Pennell is a heck of a locker room guy. And, so many things I can say about my brother. We got to get my brother back.
Got to get him back. And then you figure out you got a shot, and then they get him, and then you get to see him. Oh, my goodness. Congratulations, Chris Jones. I'm not happy for me. I'm not happy for you. I'm happy for Chris Jones because the smile on his face, it was worth whatever amount of money that they spent. It really was. I'm guessing it wasn't a whole lot of money. I'm sure we'll see some contract terms. I mean, he was making $1.1 million with Cincinnati. That was at the beginning of the season. Chop that in half. If it's an extra $500,000 to make Chris Jones happy and get the most out of him, I mean, hey, you got your guy to play bags with in the locker room. You got your guy to play ping pong back. Now it's a random Tuesday. We both got nothing to do. Let's go to 1587. Let's go get something to eat. Chris, I'm happy for you, man. You got your dog back. Salute to you, man.
Sometimes it's the little things, And it's not impossible to believe. I'm not predicting it, but I'm not saying it won't happen. That now that Chris Jones has his bestie back next to him, he might be a little more free, play with a little more energy, play with a little more juice. We might never again this season talk about his effort because there's just something about, you have your coworker, you have your guy back. People understand this analogy. Sometimes, you grow up, you're 35, 40, 45, 50. You don't see, your homeboy as much anymore. You got kids, you're married.
For sure.
But then when you do see him and you get that chance to hang out again, it feels like the old times. And I wonder if Chris Jones, instead of lining up next to Jerry Tillery or Derek Nottie, is going to get a bolt of life the same way you do when you're hanging out with an old friend, because Mike Pennell's going to be to his right or left, and not some stranger who just showed up who doesn't know anything. It's Mike's back. I wonder if Chris Jones will improve because his bestie is next to him.
I'm telling you, man. I had this same thing happen to me this weekend. One of my best friends, he lives in San Francisco. He moved there about 4 years ago, but we make plans a couple of times a year to meet back up and watch football together. I mean, I watched football with this individual basically every Sunday for 6 years. So then when he moved to San Francisco, I kind of went through a bout of depression. I was sad on Sunday. I mean, I'm watching Red Zone. It ain't hitting the way that it used to hit. And then when we got the chance to watch football again, oh my goodness, the laughs come back, the jokes. I got a chance to watch football with them this weekend. I didn't even care none of the games were good. None of the games were good. The best game this past weekend was Jets and Bengals. It didn't matter. I had my dog back. We're sitting there laughing. We're drinking a Mick Ultra. We got our parlays going. We're talking about them. Great time. There's nothing like getting your friends back. And someone on the text line makes a very, very good point about Chris Jones. We know that Chris Jones has recently had some heartbreak in his family, recently had some things to be down about. Now you get your guy back in the locker room. He's cheering you up. He's putting you in a good mood. You excited to come to work every single day. Who knows what version of Chris Jones you'll get now that you got Mike Pennell back. This is an exciting development for everybody. now when I think about it. Everybody should be happy that Mike Pennell is back. These two grown men were slap boxing and play fighting each other at work today. You know they're both in a good mood. Let me play this for you. This is Bob Fesco. He was talking about the trade deadline that we're less than a week away from the trade deadline. The trade deadline is November 4th. It is the 29th of October. So you ain't got that much time. You need to start getting your affairs in order if you're going to make a move. Here's Bob Fesco talking about the trade deadline.
The trade stuff is interesting. I was talking to somebody yesterday that's close to the situation about the trades. I'm like, where are we here? What's going on? And quiet, silent, cold out there was the word that I got. Cold. There's nothing going on right now. Yeah, exactly. Misty. Like, you look at the weather right now today, that's the trade market in the NFL right now. And I texted back, I go, teams aren't willing to admit they suck yet. And the response was LOL, right? But that's where we are. I think after this weekend, I think we'll see a sprint to the trade deadline on Tuesday. I feel like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that sprint as well. There's just not a lot of time in between this Sunday's action and when the trade deadline actually happens on Tuesday. So I would agree with Bob there. So I was on ESPN today, and I would highly encourage any NFL fan to check this out. So they did a what's going on with every team in the National Football League. So they had Jeremy Fowler, who's one of their top reporters, kind of comment on every situation. They had the individual beat reporter, so somebody like Nate Taylor, give his thoughts, give his opinion, and then they had kind of like a pro football focused kind of outlook on every team. So let's go through this. So the question was, is your favorite team looking to add, subtract, or are they sitting out? From Jeremy Fowler, I believe the Chiefs are going to largely stand pat, save for a modest defensive move. The Chiefs are inclined to stay put on the offensive side, but they will continue to explore defensive line depth. This is my question to you, Rob. And I asked you this in a forum yesterday. Do you think that this is it for them when we're talking about their defensive line? They went out and they got Mike Pennell. The only other player, I think that is obviously available for them is Colin Saunders. He is on an NFL practice squad. So if you want to go get Colin Saunders, you've had the ability all season to go get Colin Saunders, and you haven't saved him from the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad. Maybe you want to get him, maybe you don't want to get him, maybe you're waiting for this thing to happen, maybe you're not. Who knows? But I think these are the kind of moves that the Chiefs are looking at. I don't think the Chiefs are making a Joshua Uche kind of move this season. I think the Chiefs feel very, very good about where they're at, and they should feel very good about where they're at, and the Chiefs are going to go with what they know. That has just been a theme so far of this season. Think about the offseason and free agency. When they had a chance at running back, they went back and they got Kareem Hunt. When they were looking for wide receiver help, they brought back Juju, they brought back Hollywood Brown. When they were looking for this position or this position, like they have largely stayed with guys who have been on the team recently. So if you're telling me they were looking for defensive line help, and then lo and behold, Mike Pennell comes back, a guy who played in 31% of the snaps last year, just becomes available and you don't have to make any kind of roster move really to go get him, I think you go get him, and I think that's their move. Now, they could make another kind of shuffling the deck chair kind of move, but I genuinely think this is it. I think that Mike Pennell is going to be the biggest move that they make between now and November 4th.
So, I agree with you. I agree with Jeremy Fowler. I don't know the Chiefs are making another move. And if they do make another move, I don't know it's one like even to DeAndre Hopkins level from last year, which I wouldn't call DeAndre Hopkins like an earth-shaking, can you believe they did that type of move? But it was big.
I actually would for the Chiefs. I actually think that's a pretty big move.
That's fair. I don't know they're going to make a Joshua Uche type of move. Maybe they make a McCole Hardman move, because remember a couple of years ago, I believe it was 23 maybe, the Chiefs made a 7th-round pick move from McCole Hardman. Maybe that level of move is coming. It's transactions for the sake of transactions, so maybe that's coming. But, man, what Jeremy Fowler's reporting and what Bob is hearing, and he said in that cut, I do think is of note. Not the part where he's like, oh, teams don't know they suck yet, but the trade deadline is quiet. You want to know why? There's a lot of teams in what we call the wash on this show. They're in the I don't know category. If you're, I don't know the name of the man, but if you're the GM of the Houston Texans, what are you doing in 4 days or in a week? Are you selling? Are you buying? You're what? In the race, but not in the race. USA Today thinks you're going to finish 8-9. You're a team that was in the playoffs last year. Like, how good are the Colts? Like, there's a lot of questions for the Texans. Maybe for the Texans, you're not selling. So if a Texans level of team isn't selling, then you got to figure all the teams at that level aren't selling. For a cross-conference analogy, if you're the Cowboys, are you shipping off parts in a week, or are you standing pat, maybe trying to add a small piece and saying, hey, we feel like we have the offense, make a few moves, we're still in this thing, it's wide open. I think there are so many teams that are in that I don't know category as far as good, bad, or indifferent, that I don't know a lot of players are available. And because of that, the players that are going to be available on your Browns, on your Jets, on your Dolphins, your dregs of the league, the price went up because there's just not an abundance of players. So armed with what Jeremy Fowler is saying and armed with what Bob is hearing, yes, I do believe the Chiefs are done because I just don't know there's a lot of availability for the Chiefs, because I think a lot of teams are taking the phone call and being like, we kind of like where we're at, we're going to play it out, and they're not quitting on the 2025 season.
I think one thing is pretty important when it comes to all of this. I think this is really, really important. I don't think people want to admit this. I think people really want the NFL to be baseball and basketball when it comes to the deadline, and I just don't think it is. So, Rob, we can go through it here really quickly. There were 8 trades made last year at the deadline. Do you think that any of these trades worked? So, one of the trades, here in Kansas City, DeAndre Hopkins got traded around the deadline. Do you think that deal worked out for Kansas City? I would say it was a kind of move.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
They went to the Super Bowl, and
They were going to the Super Bowl whether or not DeAndre Hopkins was on the team or not.
They had no receivers, so I guess I lean yes, but it's a very much move.
So last year at the deadline, we saw Devontae Adams get traded. We saw Jerome Baker and Ernest Jones get traded at the deadline. We saw Baron Browning get traded. Remember last year, the Amari Cooper trade was a really big deal last year. That was a team that added a wide receiver. Amari Cooper had a minimal impact
and then
at the end of the season. Deontay Johnson got traded at the deadline. Marshawn Lattimore got traded last year.
That one I would say had the most impact. That's probably the biggest one it's not big, but it's the biggest you've mentioned so far.
Jonathan Mingo got traded. I just think that our sports brains hear trade deadline, and I think we look at it like baseball. We've seen baseball teams make big-time trades, and it has put them over the hump. That happened in Kansas City with Ben Zobrist and Johnny Cueto. The Royals don't win the World Series without making those kind of trades. We've seen CeCe Sabathia, Zach Greinke. You can go up and down the line of big-time players that get traded at the deadline, and there is a noticeable impact when that player gets there. This happens every year in the NBA. There's a team or two that maybe you don't pick up a star player, but you'll pick up a rotational piece. You'll pick up a guy that, hey, this guy can be a really good starter for us. He can knock down a couple of big shots. We need a guy like this when it gets to the postseason. I just don't think football works that way. I don't know if, I don't think those players are just available. Like if your team struggles to get to the quarterback, I'm sorry, you ain't fixing it at the deadline, because no team is cheaply giving you a good pass rusher. That ain't how the NFL works. If your team is really missing a wide receiver, you ain't getting a really good wide receiver at the deadline. You're getting somebody like DeAndre Hopkins, who is on the 16th hole of his career. It's over for the most part. So, yeah, you can get a 5th-round pick, 4th-round pick. He'll help you a little bit. He's not an explosive player. He's not a dynamic player. I just think when we have these conversations about the deadline, NFL fans want it to be something that is just not. So, equipped with that information, you're not going to hear me talk about trading a 2nd or a 3rd-round pick. No, do what you just did with Mike Pennell. There's going to be veteran players that get released from their team between now and the end of the season. This happens every single year in the National Football League. Kareem Hunt was a free agent. Anybody in the league could have got him. Mike Pennell was a free agent. Anybody in the league could have got him. Focus on hitting those picks. Go get that guy, a guy that knows your system, knows your locker room. You don't got to spend any real money, no draft assets. Go get that guy, add him to the team, and see what happens. Find somebody on a practice squad now that the rosters have expanded. Now guys like Colin Saunders are there, a guy that's been in the league 6-7 years. I'd much rather you do that than to me trading 4th and 5th round picks on a guy who I think history is telling you those moves just, they don't help you as much as you think they're going to help.
I agree with you that my sports brain hears trade deadline and gets excited. I think about, I remember the one year the Cavs went on a selling spree. They traded Dwayne Wade. They basically rebuilt their roster in February. We've seen it in the NBA multiple times. Last year, Jimmy Butler became a Warrior. We're so conditioned to hear trade deadline and think that's coming that I think that's why you get people in the text line asking about, hey, what would it take to get Kayvon Thibodeau? Hey, what would it take to get Myles Garrett? Hey,
those guys don't ever get traded at the NFL trade deadline. Yeah, you're right. That's an NBA conversation.
And I think that's what happens. And you beat me to the punch here, is that I think we get excited for the trade deadline. You hear buzz and rumors the Chiefs could be looking for D-line. I'll keep it local. And people then get in their head and they're like, oh, in baseball, when people are looking for a bullpen arm, they trade for a closer. When they're looking for a starter, they trade for a front end guy. When they're looking for, hey, we need a shooter, they don't trade for the ninth. They don't trade for Jason Capono. They trade for a legit star.
Drew Holiday's available at the trade deadline. Yeah.
That's what's happening in the NFL. It's not what's happening in the NFL. At the NFL, it's like, hey, the Chiefs are scouring the market for D-line. We know what they're scouring for. Colin Saunders and Jalen Phillips. They're not scouring for Myles Garrett. They're not scouring for Kayvon Thibodeau. Those guys just aren't actually available this time of year.
Yeah, no, those guys aren't available in October. Those guys are available in March and April. Like, we all believe that A.J. Brown at some point is going to be traded from Philadelphia. I don't know when, but he is going to be traded. Those kind of trades that significantly impact your roster, those just happen in the time frame between the combine and the draft. Once you get past that point, sure, there might be something that just pops up. There might be one of those kind of one-off trades that happen, but yeah, for the most part, like a Micah Parsons, but that happens once every 5 to 7 years. You're just not drastically changing your roster at this point in the season. Rob, let me ask you this. Are we done in the NFC? Right now, I think these are the 7 playoff teams. Green Bay, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Detroit, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Those are the 7 playoff teams as we sit right now. And then you got your others in contention. Chicago, Carolina, Dallas, Atlanta. I'm not here to waste your time once we get past that. Now, I'm not saying these are going to be the exact seeding that we have the rest of the year. The 1 seed is still very much up for grabs. Who can win certain divisions are very much still up for grabs. But my point more is, are we done in who we think the possible playoff teams are going to be? Could you see any of these other teams in the NFC crashing the party? I don't think Chicago is a playoff team. I think we possibly got a little bit overvalued on Caleb Williams after he cooked that Cowboys defense that's getting Swiss cheesed up by everybody. I don't think the Bears are winning enough games to go. I think you're going to have to win possibly 11 games to make the playoffs in the NFC. I don't think Chicago's winning 11 games this year. I don't think Carolina's winning 11 games this year. The Cowboys defense is not good enough to win 11 games this year. I think we could be at a point that halfway through the season, we already know all of the playoff teams in the NFC, and we're only talking about seeding and positioning the rest of the way.
I mean, a little peek behind the curtain here for listeners. When you were talking about the show earlier, said, hey, I think the NFC playoff picture is done. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'll put it on the board. I thought to myself, it's week 8. You're nuts. The NFL, things change fast. I mean, 6 weeks ago, the Chiefs were 0-2, and if you're watching basically any national talking head show, the Chiefs were dead, the dynasty is over, 6 weeks later, we're having Halloween, and the Chiefs are everyone's top team. So when we initially talked about this, I felt like, man, that's a little knee-jerk. It's a little, early to make that decision. But I'm staring at the standings. Unless you believe in the Bears or you believe that J.J. McCarthy is going to just hit the ground running for the Vikings, I think you're right. I don't believe in Dallas. I'm naming the French teams. I don't believe in the Commanders. We just talked about the Bears and the Vikings are the only ones of note, but I don't believe in either of them. The Panthers, 100% don't believe in the Panthers to be a playoff team. They're a spicy 8-9, and everyone gets to keep their job. Happy for them. And the Cardinals are the only other team that's outside the playoffs looking in. Maybe Atlanta's in that spicy category, but I truly don't understand the Falcons. They might be the most confusing team in the NFL. I think now it's a matter of when and where games are going to be in the NFC. Because you're right, staring at it, I don't know that a surprise, can you believe they made this run type of team is coming in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it, and to me, there appears to be a pretty clear break, I would say, in who you think is consistent and who you don't think is consistent. Those first 7 teams that I mentioned, they've been pretty consistent from start to finish. Seattle, Detroit, the Rams, Tampa, those group of teams have been consistent from August until now. That's not what Carolina's been. That's not what Dallas has been, Atlanta, any of those teams. Honestly, if you're telling me that one of these teams, like who could potentially make a playoff spot that isn't there, I think Washington might be in the conversation. Just like I could see a scenario in which their quarterback comes back, he gets hot, and we see them go on a run toward the end of the season, and the Commanders could get to 10 wins. Is that a possibility for them down the stretch? Sure, I think so. I think it's a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it, but if you're telling me out of all of these teams that we just mentioned, so all the fringe teams, the teams that currently would be outside of the playoffs, which of those teams do I think has the best chance of winning 10 games? I think the Commanders are the right answer to this, and maybe Minnesota you would have there as second. So if you're taking a look at the NFC, and the AFC is just a completely different conversation when talking about who those teams could potentially be. I think we're just about done, at least in the NFC. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot more movement, just because I think you see where all the good quarterbacks are in the conference, and I think you see the group of the others. And right now, the teams that got good quarterbacks are in the postseason, and the ones that don't find themselves on the outside looking in. Coming up on the other side, let's put to bed the game against the Washington Commanders. We'll go around the national media and hear what they had to say about the Chiefs' win on Monday night. We got Patrick Mahomes set to join the show coming up in about 30 minutes or so. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5. The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Ready for action, hockey fans? BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is giving players another reason to lace up and hit the ice this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to the goals, the checks, the faceoffs, and the breakaways with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like Dark Mode 2. Log into BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, all throughout the hockey season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/royalrig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Men, if the long lines to the bathroom have been holding you back from attending sporting events and you're waking up in the middle of the night dealing with frequent urination, it could be an enlarged prostate. Jeff Montgomery here to talk about the minimally invasive procedure I had that made a big difference. I went to Dr. Brown at Miva Medical, the leader in minimally invasive treatments in Kansas City. The procedure was quick and easy, and I'm very happy with the result. Don't put up with being uncomfortable. Contact Miva Medical. That's MIVA-medical.com.
It's time to build that dream deck over at All Weather Decks. Schedule a free estimate today at 913-206-1974 or online at allweatherdecks.net. All Weather Decks, the right deck at the right price.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give.
Yes!
and receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
This afternoon, expect rain showers with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 51.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
We're going to be joined by Patrick Mahomes coming up in about 30 minutes or so. Right now, why don't we take a trip around the National Football League and hear what the national voices were saying about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs started their homestand 2-3 with the Sunday night football game against the Lions. The Chiefs come out of that, in my opinion. I think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL right now. I don't care what the records say. I would pick the Chiefs right now in a game against any team in the National Football League, regardless of where it was. The way that they're playing on offense, the way that they're playing defensively, I think the Chiefs, given their history and track record and the benefit of the doubt that I'm going to give them, I think the Chiefs right now are the best team in the National Football League. Here is Pat McAfee. Here's his opinion on the Chiefs.
And then all of a sudden, boom, the Kansas City Chiefs start to do what Kansas City Chiefs start doing. And then Travis Kelce starts going absolutely absurd. Rashee Rice gets in the end zone. And inevitably, the Kansas City Chiefs win 28-7 in a game that was not very thrilling, but it is nice to know that these Chiefs is all the way back. The Chiefs are going to be who we thought they were going to be coming into this season. The Chiefs are who they have been over the last few years. Travis Kelce's getting younger. I saw him in the open field trying little two-steps on people. And obviously, he's making some magic. But with what Patrick Mahomes is able to do on any given football field at any given moment, we all understand how good the Chiefs could be. Now they're playing like it. So shout out to the Chiefs being all the way back. And maybe even better.
This is the analogy I'll make about the Chiefs. And last year, when the Chiefs were a 15-win team, despite the fact that they were winning these games, you just knew that there was more, you know? It's like your son's getting B's. I mean, you can't be unhappy with him getting B's, but you know he should be getting A's, you know? I don't feel like you're applying yourself. I don't feel like you're doing the best that you can do. Well, the Chiefs are getting A's now. They're getting an A offensively. They scored 89 points in their homestand. They're getting an A defensively. They allowed 24 points, and they allowed 7 in their last 2 games at Arrowhead. The Chiefs right now are getting A's across the board. Now, again, the special teams is one thing, but you know what? I'm not here to focus in on Harrison Butker or Jack Cochran, who, again, got another penalty. But offensively, defensively right now, things are flowing at such a high level. I'm with you. I think the Chiefs right now are playing some of the best football that we've seen them play in the Patrick Mahomes era. Here is Dan Graziano. He is on ESPN's Get Up. Here's what he had to say about the Chiefs.
The best team in the AFC this year is the Colts. Yeah, they're 7-1, probably should be 8-0, and they're a plus 116 point differential. They're killing teams. But the scariest team in the AFC is the Chiefs because they're playing at this level right now, and we know what the second half of the season looks like. We know what January and February looks like for Kansas City. It is much more difficult to beat them. So having the creativity of Andy Reid with the guys he has now that he can deploy to execute that creativity, Mahomes playing at this level, I just think it's...
We didn't even get the Spags in the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point there at the end by Dominic Foxworthy. Like, there's so much conversation around the Chiefs' offense, very understandable with the way that Mahomes has played and now put himself into the MVP favorite, that I don't think their defense is getting nearly enough credit. I would say locally and nationally, to be honest with you. I don't think their defense is getting nearly enough credit. The way they're not getting enough credit for where they dominated the Raiders. I don't care who it is. You dominate another NFL team like that, hold them to less than 100 yards from scrimmage, and basically the Commanders put one drive together. They put one drive together that was aided by an incredible catch by Terry McLaurin on the sideline. They put one drive together in the game. Just one drive for the most part. Last thing I want to play here for you guys. This is Chris Canty. He was on First Take. Here's what he had to say about the Chiefs.
What Patrick Mahomes is doing is otherworldly, Stephen A. Last night marked his third straight game with 3+ passing touchdowns. Last time he did that was the 2021 season when he had Tyreek Hill on the roster. Yeah. Right? He leads the league in passing yards and completions outside of the pocket. So his ability to be able to extend it down takes this offense to a different level.
Talk about he's not a quote runner. He's not like a dual, but outside the pocket.
He leads the league in passing yards and completions outside of the pocket.
That's unreal.
Which makes him a cheat code for Andy Reid, and it's frustrating for defensive linemen and opposing defensive coordinators because you can't plan for the improvisation that Mahomes brings to the party. Yeah. Last night, the distribution and touches, four different runners with design runs, catches by 6 different receivers. Yeah. You don't know where it's coming from with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the scary proposition about this team, Doggy, is that the offense is not even the best phase of the football team.
That was Chris Canty earlier today on First Take talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Certainly to be expected when you win 3 straight games the way that Kansas City has won them, and just the history, the track record, what you've accomplished over the last couple of years. The Chiefs are more than certainly getting their flowers right now. In my opinion, I think they're the best team in the league. Maybe if you don't have them as the best team in the league, then they're certainly a top 3 team in the league. I don't know how that can really be denied at this point. Rob, I have to ask you a question. Now, I honestly, genuinely did not have this information, and that might be my fault. I don't spend a lot of time with the MLS. I don't watch a lot of MLS. But yesterday, I am out at dinner. And, they have the televisions up. And, they were getting ready to turn them to the World Series and also to the Tuesday NBA game now. Well, when I got there, it was on hockey and soccer. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's hockey season. I didn't know it was still soccer season, but okay. So as they're showing this MLS game, they then show the playoff bracket. You know how they do. And then it said championship game. And the championship game was in December. It was December 6th. Wait, hold on. How long is the MLS soccer season? And they got them playing soccer games in December? Has that happened in Kansas City? We've had a soccer game outside in December? Because soccer doesn't really feel like a winter sport to me. It feels like a spring, summer, maybe late fall kind of thing. They're playing soccer games 2 weeks from Christmas. What's going on?
So first things first, this has happened in Kansas City. In 2013, Sporting wins the MLS Cup. They host the championship game. It was in December. It was the same day as the SEC title game between Auburn and Missouri. So it was that December day they hosted.
Okay, this was a while ago. Okay.
They haven't been back to the game since then, but yes, that happened. Also, I would tell you that every other country in the world plays the winter schedule when it comes to soccer. Like England, Spain, Italy, name a country that plays soccer outside of the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
So it's cold outside, snowing, and they playing soccer.
They play from August to May, and everywhere in the world, except for in America, they play February to December. And if we're going to get in the weeds here, there are talks, there are murmurs, the MLS could be moving to the winter schedule following the 26th World Cup.
When would that be again?
They would play the same time that England does, which would be August to the ensuing May.
Y'all got it, man. I don't have no thoughts. I don't have any other opinions. I just let me stay out of it. I don't know a whole lot about it. Trying to position your season directly against the National Football League just doesn't really sound like a great idea to me. It doesn't seem like something I would do, but hey, if that's what MLS soccer wants to do, more power to them. I'll tell you one thing, my attendance in my 1 or 2 soccer games a year is definitely going down. I ain't going out to no soccer game in October. I'm not going to one in November. That's crazy to me.
I just tell you.
But for a nice June activity, I like going out to Sporting Park.
They are looking to make the game more with the European model, and the European model is they play in the winter.
Y'all got it, man.
Now, also, I would tell you that winter in England and Spain is far less harsh than winter in, Minnesota. Winter in Kansas City. winter in New York and Boston. I think it's a little different playing in Manchester than it is playing in Minneapolis, but MLS is kicking the tires on the idea of post-World Cup.
Someone on a lot of people on the text are like, oh, how did you not know that, bro? I don't know nothing about it. I couldn't tell you one player on this sporting team. We got our guy, Jake Davis, right? That's I could say I know one.
Well, that's because this year's sporting team was terrible.
I know. I did know that. I knew they were terrible.
Really bad.
I did know they were. I'm serious. I honestly just learned this yesterday. I had absolutely no clue that soccer ends their season in the middle of December in America. That just doesn't sound like a great idea to me. It just doesn't sound very good. Someone said, CDOT, it's the biggest sport in the world. I bet Carrington changes this too next summer. Oh, I will definitely bandwagon soccer when it's cool to like it and then put it down and then never touch it again. That's normal. You know what? I will treat soccer the way you guys treat the Royals. That's how I treat them, like the Royals. That's how I would treat them. Hey, whenever the Royals got a big game, we show up for that one. We're happy to go to that one. But when they got a Tuesday against Cleveland in April, nah, you ain't going to that one. That's how I'm going to treat soccer next summer. Boy, I can't wait to fake like soccer next year. Well, they got Messi playing. They got Ronaldo. Man, I want to know everything I know about the World Cup here coming up in a couple of months. I can't wait to go to the World Cup. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to Chiefs and Bills. We'll also play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime. And it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the take care of my family goal. This is the enjoy the life I've built goal. This is the set up a foundation goal. This is Busey, where your goals become lasting legacies. Through bespoke plans that maximize your wealth, through partnerships that give you peace of mind. Because building wealth, tending to it, and passing it down secures a brighter future. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Another summer is ended. And you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by the Home Depot. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
The Drive, weekdays starting at 2 on Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Before we play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes, I just want to randomly share some thoughts with you guys that I had about Buffalo Bills fans. Because I am just guessing. I am just predicting. Being a Buffalo fan, it just doesn't sound like it's very fun. Let me tell you why I don't think it's very fun. Number one, Buffalo, New York has one claim to fame. One. There's one thing that the rest of the world knows Buffalo for. Everybody at this point has stolen it. Like, you've gone to other places that sell barbecue, and you realize that it doesn't taste anything like the barbecue we have here in Kansas City. I always say this about Kansas City. What makes Kansas City barbecue, to me, the best in the world is how deep and versatile the roster is. That a place like Slaps or LC's or Big T's, if you took those restaurants and put them in another city, it'd be the most popular restaurant in the city. It will be life-changing, world-changing. We've never had anything like this. And I would say respectfully to those places, those are tier 2 barbecue places because tier 1 is so top-heavy, so loaded, so competitive. I don't care what other city you are. You can't make Kansas City barbecue. Everybody can make buffalo wings. It's just a sauce. The recipe's right there. Add a little bit of hot sauce, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. I don't even think buffalo is the best flavor. I don't even know now if you are doing an American ranking of where to get the best wings. I don't think buffalo would be number 1 on that list. I don't think it would be number 1. So think about this. If you were known for one thing and then the rest of the world just stole your sauce and now we give other cities more credit for the wing and what they've done, I would walk around angry too. When you think about how we talk about Buffalo tailgating, it's always under the guise of, hey, those people are crazy. Kansas City is known for tailgating. Lambeau is known for tailgating. There's plenty of other places that tailgate. The feeling in the rest of the country is not that the tailgaters at Arrowhead are crazy. That's how we feel about Buffalo fans. And you think you got to do this to entertain yourself. You want to know why? You live in Buffalo. Every time you see a Buffalo tailgate, it ain't people just hanging out. having a couple beers, fellowshipping with their fellow Bills fans. No, they're being Al Snow and Jeff Hardy in the parking lot. I don't know what kind of alcohol you got to be on that would make you want to pile drive your friend through a table. I don't understand it. That's a mentality that I don't get. We can't just throw the football. We can't play bags. We can't play washers. Like, no, you want to play AEW wrestling? That's the game you want to play? You think you're about to pile drive me and then we're going to walk in together to go watch the football team? Absolutely not. Another thing that makes it sound really awful to be a Buffalo Bills fan, at least once or twice a year, the team asks you to come work for them for basically no money. How many times do we see a snowstorm happen in upper New York, and then we get the Bills, they're offering $15 in hot chocolate to come shovel snow? No! Who's signing up for this activity? Doesn't sound like it would be very fun to be a Buffalo Bills fan. This might be the biggest reason why it doesn't sound fun. You really got to look at it through their perspective. In the 1990s, they had a Hall of Fame quarterback. A Hall of Famer, Jim Kelly, USFL college legend, one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls. If there is any organization that should understand how hard it is to just get to 1 Super Bowl, but to keep going back and back and back, it's the people I'm talking to right now. They went to 4 of these in a row. They lost every single one, heartbreaking fashion. At least when the Chiefs lose in the Super Bowl, they don't make you think they can win going into the fourth quarter. They're really considerate about your time. They know you got to work tomorrow. So heading into that fourth quarter, you can go ahead and kiss grandma on the cheek and start getting the kids ready to get in the car. You don't got to watch the fourth quarter when the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But the Bills, they make you believe, and then they miss a field goal or a fumble, and they rip your heart out. So this was the Bills' whole 90s existence. The entire 90s. Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame running back, Hall of Fame head coach, Hall of Fame defensive end, Hall of Fame wings. Losers. Losers. That's kept losing. Generational losers. Then they go to the 2000s. So after they have a Hall of Fame quarterback, the next quarterbacks, they can never figure it out. They had like Alex Johnson and Doug Flutie and E.J. Manuel and just a bunch of them. They just had a bunch of different quarterbacks. While you're in the midst of this, you are in a division with another team that just kicks your teeth in repeatedly for 20 years. Every time. Beat the hell out of you. And you're thinking, man, you know what? One day we're going to get our revenge. One day we're going to be able to do this to somebody else. And you know what? That happened. It really did. Buffalo went from being picked on in their division for 20 years to now they're the team that does the bullying. So imagine if you're that Buffalo Bills fan that you spent your entire childhood waiting until we get our own quarterback, wait until we get our own quarterback. Man, I can't wait till we get our own quarterback. And then you finally get him. And then you're thinking, all right, we're finally going to go to the Super Bowl. And wait, you have to go up against Tom Brady all over again. And all the same feelings that you had in the 90s, all the same feelings that you had in the 2000s, they have now come back in a different form. And you keep losing to the same people every single season. It has to stink to be a Bills fan. It can't be fun. How can it be fun? You got a sprained neck because you got pile drive through a table, and then you watch Patrick Mahomes take his team down the field and score a touchdown against you in 13 seconds. You got to be heartbroken to be a Bills fan. It's a form of mental illness to cheer for them. Why would you sign up for this? I was really thinking about this. It can't be fun to cheer for Buffalo. I mean, it's not the worst team you can cheer for, but it might be pretty close to the top. I don't see a whole lot of positives in cheering for the Buffalo Bills. It can't be fun.
Being a Bills fan is the personification of the argument we've had a bunch on this show about fandom. Is it better to be a fan of a team that is consistently just terrible? Or is it better to be a fan of a team where they get your hopes up every year and they fall just short? Basically, would you rather be a Browns fan or a Bills fan? And I would contend that being a Browns fan, while it's terrible, you never get your hopes up. You never have expectations. So the losses, they can't really hurt you because you expect them. You, every day, local fans don't understand this. Kim Anderson basketball fans, KU football fans pre-David Beatty, you never expected to win. So the losses, they rolled off your back.
being a Bills fan is being filled with hope. You're Charlie Brown. I'm going to kick the football finally. And every single solid time you don't. And you fall short. And it is heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. You are always so close. That fandom to me feels way worse than being a Browns fan, where you just go every year being like, it's vibes for 18 weeks, and then we get to watch Ohio State at the same time. Bills fans must be miserable.
Can you just imagine? This is just my hypothesis. You just walk around your entire life knowing that you're not good enough. Like, part of the foundation of being a child is you being taught that if you work hard enough and do exactly what you're supposed to do, that everything is going to work out for you in the end. If you listen to your parents and do your homework and study and be a good boy, that one day life is going to reward you. I imagine that's how Josh Allen has lived his whole life. He seems like a very swell individual, you know? He's turned into an NFL superstar. He's dating one of the most popular actresses in the world. He's won NFL MVP. He's been on the cover of Madden. We don't have any scandal around Josh Allen. Josh Allen has done everything he is supposed to do. Can you imagine walking around every day and you don't feel like you're good enough? Because that's how the Bills have to walk around. I got 40 years of data showing you will never be good enough. You weren't good enough to beat Troy Aikman. You weren't good enough to beat Washington. You weren't good enough to beat San Francisco. You aren't good enough to beat the Patriots and Tom Brady. You're not good enough to beat Patrick Mahomes. You just got 30 years of just not being good enough. It just can't be fun. It can't be. Honestly, I'm serious. It has to be a miserable feeling every day to wake up as a Bills fan. And then you convince yourself. You start talking to yourself. Oh, this year's going to be different. Oh, we got Keon Coleman. Oh, we got Khalil Shakir. Oh, hey, we just got Von Miller. You always think that one player is the move that's going to get you over the hump. No, that player is just another player that's signed up for a career being dominated by Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady or Troy Aikman. You're just stuck in Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray every single day being a Bills fan. It just doesn't sound fun. You know what does sound fun? Hit me, Rob.
He's QB1.
And at quarterback from Texas Tech, number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Mahomes moving to his left laterally, chased, holding it, and gets out of bounds and up the sideline. He's not out of bounds yet. He's at the 10. Inside the 10, he dives for the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City! A remarkable acrobatic scramble on a 27-yard run. Maybe the best play yet.
2-time MVP and 3-time Super Bowl MVP.
Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes magic. Starting left, peeling right. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Chiefs.
And you can hear him right here every week with CDOT, exclusively on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
Every week, we are happy to be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. And his appearance on the show is brought to you by our friends at Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. How do you and your family handle Halloween? I'm guessing that neighborhood knows that this is your house. People like to come up to your house. How do you and Brittany handle Halloween? How do you handle trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, I mean, for most of the time we are the trick-or-treating, just with the kids and stuff like that. So while we're doing that, we usually put the bowl of candy out on the front patio or the front porch, whatever you want to call it. And so that's how we usually roll with it. And by the time we get home, it's usually all gone. So I don't know if that's one person taking it all or if that's a lot of people coming by the house.
What kind of candy are you guys divvying out? Are you guys getting like king-size candy bars? Are you getting like those little variety packs and just, hey, you can grab a handful of it? How are you guys handling giving out the candy?
It's a mixture of both. You know, we do the variety packs, but we also do some of the king-size stuff as well. And so I want everybody to have a good time, and I want everybody to get everything they want. So I try to keep it mixing it up every year and as many options as possible.
All right, so I have 6 candies that I want to go through with you really quickly. I want you to tell me if you would give these candies a thumbs up or a thumbs down and why you feel that way. Let's start with gummy bears. Where are you at?
Yeah, I can do gummy bears. Just depends, but it's not my favorite, but I can do it for sure.
All right, where are you at with a York peppermint patty?
That's a thumbs down for me. I'm not a big peppermint fan.
How about Whoppers? You know those like little chocolate milk balls. I like them, but they're very controversial. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, if it's the only option I had, I'd give it a thumbs up.
Candy corn.
Definitely. I actually had this discussion the other day with some guys. It's like only Halloween once or twice, thumbs up. Rest of the year, thumbs down.
All right, 2 final candies here. First up, lemon heads.
That's a thumbs down for me.
Last one, yellow starburst.
Yellow star. I mean, you got to eat the yellow starburst to appreciate the red and the pink. So I mean, you got to eat the yellow and the orange. So got to give it a thumbs up. It's not as good as the other ones, but it plays its part.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Let's take a look back really quickly before we move on to you guys' game on Sunday against the Bills. You guys started this homestand under 500 with the very important Sunday night football game against the Lions. You guys had an incredible homestand. You guys outscored your opponents 89-24. What are you most proud of? What was the most impressive for you, given how you guys played this homestand?
Yeah, I think it's just the progression of getting better and better, offense and defense and special teams. Everybody has got better while we were at home, and we had Arrowhead on our side, and so we have to continue that. You know, we played some good football teams, and we've gotten better as the season's gone on, but we're going to have a nice stretch of games starting off with Buffalo, and it's going to be a tough environment. So we got to continue to get better and try to find a way to win this game in a tough environment.
One thing that you told me a couple of weeks ago when we were having a conversation was about the wide receiver room and how much guys really like each other. I've been really paying attention to that, and you can just get a sense of it, man. Guys really like playing for each other. Guys like seeing other guys have success. It feels like the camaraderie is very high right now amongst the team. It feels like the chemistry and confidence is also very high amongst the team as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it speaks to just the culture that we've kind of built here, and guys like each other, and they want to go out there and win, and they want everybody to succeed. And so that's not going to happen every single game. Not everybody's going to get all the catches or all the yards or whatever it is. But I think if you just play your part and you get yourself open whenever you get the opportunities, the football's going to come your way, and then you'll be able to go out there and make an impact in the game.
You can't really call anything automatic, but it feels like Kareem Hunt on 3rd and short or 4th and short, it's become almost as automatic as anything in the league right now.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job, man. I mean, he does a great job of finding the soft spots in the run and getting through there and getting the yards. You know, that's not an easy thing to do, and I think it's a weapon that we have is having him in those situations. And the offensive line's doing a great job giving him space to run with.
I also feel like that's just changed some of the philosophy amongst the team. One thing we were talking about on the show yesterday was, you guys had 4th and 1 from your side of the field. I feel like in years past, you guys potentially punt in that situation. It didn't feel like there was any hesitation. It felt like everybody had a lot of confidence in that offensive line and also Kareem to pick up the 1 or 2 yards.
100%, and I said this after the game. I mean, it's confidence in Kareem and the offensive line, and it's also confidence in our defense that they're going to get stops if it doesn't work out. And so I think it speaks to the confidence of the entire team the coaches have in us, so that we're going to go out there and make it happen. And if the slight chance that we don't, the defense is going to get the stop and get the ball right back to us.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. I got to ask you about Travis. He ties the record. Very special moment at Arrowhead. How cool is it to see him have that moment? And you talk about the hard work that guys put in. This is the guy that's been doing it for a decade now.
100%, man. I mean, he comes to work every single day with the right attitude, and one of the main leaders, if not the leader of this football team. And he's a guy that practices harder than anybody. Has a smile on his face, keeping guys motivated and ready to go. And so he's deserving of having these type of records broken, and that comes with the work that he puts in every single day.
Let's move ahead to Sunday's matchup against the Buffalo Bills. This is the 10th time that you guys will have played the Bills. It just feels like every year this game always means a whole lot. It's always really important, and it usually feels like it's around this time in the calendar.
Yeah, it is. It's always like late October, early November when we play, and it's kind of the season's rolling, and you know where everybody's kind of at in the standings and everything like that. And so we know it's going to take our best effort. I think that's what I've learned about every single matchup that we have is it always comes down to the end, and it's two great football teams going up against each other, and it's going to be one play here or there. It's going to change the outcome. And so it's just about making those plays, staying motivated, staying up to the task, and going out there and playing your best football at the right time and making those big plays in the big moments.
I'm sure you've heard this comparison a million times, but, you and I are from the same era of watching football. Every year you circled Brady against Manning, and you knew whether it was Patriots-Colts or Patriots-Broncos, you knew how important that matchup was going to be. How cool is it to kind of grow up watching that rivalry and now essentially be in the middle of your own version of that?
Yeah, I think it's really cool just being able to be in these big games and playing against the best of the best at quarterback and at teams. And so, it speaks to the work that both organizations have put in every single year to be in these big games year after year. And I think it just it speaks to the people that are in each building. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Go up and playing in these big football games against these top-tier quarterbacks and having a friendship with Josh as well. It's cool to be able to go up there and know that he's going to play his best football in the big moments, and I plan on trying to do the same.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. What's the relationship like between you and Josh? Because it appears you guys are very friendly, but there's also a rivalry there. You want to beat him, he wants to beat you. What's the relationship like? What's the rivalry like between you and Josh Allen?
Yeah, I think off the field, I respect the way he plays the game and the way he handles himself. And so I think off the field we kind of have similarities as far as being interested in golf and being interested in just being around our family and competing and just being good people. And so I think that kind of tends itself to have a friendship as far as golf and stuff like that. But I know just like me, he's as competitive as ever. So when we get on the football field, it's all about going out there and finding a way to win for the football team. And so it's definitely a friendship that on game days there's not a lot of talking. It's about going out there and competing.
We've talked about this before. You're a part of a big three with you, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. It feels like you guys push each other. You got a couple of MVPs. Lamar has a couple of MVPs. Josh Allen has an MVP. It feels like you guys really push each other to bring the best out of one another.
Yeah, I think that's just the quarterback position these days. There's so many great quarterbacks. You see it every Sunday of all the guys that are around the league making plays happen, and you want to push yourself to be even better. And if you don't, you're going to get passed up by these other guys, and it takes your best effort every single week. And so, Josh and Lamar have kind of been those guys that have pushed me every step of the way, being here the longest kind of with me. But at the same time, man, these young guys are coming hungry as ever. So it's going to take all of us to keep playing our best football to try to stay on top.
I think a lot of people, if you ask them, what's their memory from this rivalry, a lot of people would say the 13-second game at Arrowhead. When I think of this rivalry, I think of when you guys went on the road in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Up to that point, you hadn't played a road playoff game. There were those conversations of what is this team going to look like. You guys go on the road and you get the tough win, and then it's that image of you running off the field, and fans are just throwing snowballs at you.
Yeah, no, the fan bases are passionate for sure. I think it's for me, I like that one more just because we won the Super Bowl that year. In the 13-second game, we lose the next game. So I think it's been a lot of great games, and even the games that we've lost have come down to the very end. And I think it's a great rivalry, and we just go out there and know, like I said, it's take our best football, and you're gonna have memories after the game. Just hopefully they're good ones.
You just mentioned it. Where would you kind of rank the fan? I don't know if animosity is the correct term, but certainly you're not very popular there for understandable reasons. Where does it kind of rank with some of the other visiting stadiums you go into?
No, it's up there. They definitely don't like me or the Kansas City Chiefs. But, I love it. I love that, they're that passionate about their fans, their team, and that's what you want in sports, man. And you want to keep it hostile, but at the same time safe. But at the same time, you want it to be a great environment and a great atmosphere. And going up to Buffalo, you're going to get a great one. And now it's about going out there and kind of bonding together with your teammates and going out there and trying to find a way to win.
Last two things here. Kansas City, they love their tailgating. I don't know if anybody loves tailgating more than Buffalo. You got to be on a different level to try to pile drive somebody through a table.
Yeah, I've never tried to do it, and I don't plan on it, but it looks like it's fun for those guys. So, they can keep doing it. It's part of their tradition.
And last thing here, you were a baseball guy. We had an 18-inning baseball game. What's the longest baseball game you've been in?
Man, I couldn't even tell you, but 18's a lot of innings. I try to stay up after the game. I got my adrenaline pumping, and I get after the game. It's the 9th inning, and I turn it on, and I'm watching it kind of in the locker room, and then all of a sudden I go home, and it's the 11th inning, and I stayed up to – I was mad. I stayed up to 1 something in the morning to the 17th inning and just passed out, fell asleep, and of course Freddie Freeman hits a walk-off in the 18th. So I missed the walk-off, even though I tried to stay up for it. But it's been a great series 2-2, and they're still in LA, and then they'll have to go back to Toronto. It's been great series to watch.
That is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, joining us on the show today as we get you ready for one of the most anticipated games of the regular season, the Chiefs and the Bills. Patrick, great luck, man. We'll catch up with you after the bye week.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Every week, we are happy to be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and his appearance on the show is brought to you by our friends at Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. We are halfway done with the NFL season. We'll go through the first 8 games next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
This is Wyatt Thompson from K-State, and you're listening to The Drive with CDOT right here on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Danon Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Flight by Yingling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're going to love this beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Danon Hughes. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
The NBA is back. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you miss tip-off or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything. From who's going to score next to a fourth-quarter comeback. You can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, however you want to play. Now is the perfect time to join. FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 wager wins. So all you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to sign up today. Fall is here, so celebrate the return of basketball season with our friends over at FanDuel. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue. Non-withdrawal bonus bet. Expires 7 days on the street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem. Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. With rates as low as 4.5% and your home's equity at record highs, now's the time to refinance. Our cash-out customers save an average of more than $1,000 a month and even skip 2 payments. Call 913-890-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 71 highway northbound into downtown is slow rolling, speeds about 25 miles an hour. And on the Kansas side, 35 northbound at 69 highway, there's a wreck and a 9-minute backup. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, this question just popped in my head. Literally during the commercial break. I was on social media and Pat McAfee was asking Adam Schefter, hey, what position group is kind of hot right now? What are teams looking for? And one of the positions that came up is wide receiver. Now, the Chiefs, they kind of have a surplus at wide receiver, which sounds kind of crazy to say, honestly, but they kind of have one right now. Rob, let me ask you this. Let's say that a team right now calls and they're willing to give you a 6th round pick that could become a 5th round pick for Tyquan Thornton. Are you trading him? I asked that question because, I mean, basically since Rashee Rice has come back, Tyquan Thornton has just not really been a part of their offense. Do you know how many snaps he played on Sunday? Just guess.
It's got to be a low number. Let's say 16.
5.
Oh,
Tyquan Thornton was on the field for 5 snaps. Now, I understand the purposes of depth and break in case of emergency, so I certainly get that. I'm not advocating if they trade him. I mean, if you keep him, it's no money. So it's not like it's no harm, no foul if he's on the roster as well. But, I mean, he's not a part of their offense anymore. So they just had a 3-game homestand, a homestand in which the offense was red hot on fire. He had 1 catch during the homestand. He had 2 targets in their last 3 games. Now, an injury happens. He pops back up. He's certainly reliable. He's a good break in case of emergency kind of player. But we have talked about everybody got to eat. And I think we know that sounds great. But somebody always ends up getting the short end of the stick. You got a lot of mouths to feed. You're running the ball 12 times with Isaiah Pacheco. You're giving every short yardage opportunity to Kareem Hunt. You're throwing it more to Brashard Smith. Kelsey's got to get his targets. You're throwing the ball to Rashee Rice 7 to 9 times. Xavier Worthy's got to get his. Somebody was going to be left out. I think we have our answer now of who's going to be left out. That answer is Tyquan Thornton. I think he would have a little bit of value. I think he could help a team. He could obviously help Kansas City. But if you're telling me that you're down a wide receiver right now, I'd at least be making a phone call to Kansas City to find out what Tyquan Thornton is worth. The Chiefs don't have a 6th-round pick right now because of the Joshua Uche trade last year. I'd at least, hey, you can get back into the 6th round and trade a wide receiver that you're currently not using. If I'm another team in the league, I'm at least making the phone call to see if Tyquan Thornton is available for us.
If I'm Brett Veach and the phone rings and I don't know what teams are looking for a wide receiver, and they say, hey, how about Tyquan Thornton? Yes, sign me up. You can have Tyquan Thornton. Because I understand the more is more conversation, more. I get it. I 100% get it. But it's not like trading Tyquan Thornton means the wide receiver depth disappears. Like, I know it's a player we have mentioned 0 times this year, but didn't you draft Jalen Royals to, I know it's this year, but next year, but if you're telling me it's after week 9, which would be when the trade deadline is, if you can get a 6th-round pick or, heaven forbid, a 5th-round pick for Tyquan Thornton, you still have Hollywood, you still have Worthy, you still have Rashee Rice, you still have Juju, and if you get forced to a break glass in case of emergency situation, You have your 4th-round rookie in Jalen Royals as your 5th wideout. I am all for it. I don't know the Chiefs are going to do it. I don't know who's going to call the Chiefs about it. But if someone called it by Tyquan Thornton, I think you have to make that move if you can get something for him, because I think at the end of the year, he's walking for nothing anyway.
Yeah, do you think I'm crazy, though? Like, I would call, if I'm another team in the league, I would absolutely call about Tyquan Thornton. He's shown you that he can play. If you look at the first 5 weeks of the season, he could certainly help a team. Think if you're a team like San Francisco, for example, that has had a lot of injuries over the last couple of weeks or so. Juwan Jennings has been hurt. Brandon Ayuk is still hurt. You miss McCaffrey, Kittle. If you're telling me right now that you add a guy like Tyquan Thornton who could instantly come in and be able to help you and be a DeMarcus Robinson type kind of player for basically no money. I mean, right now, his base salary is $1.1 million. Cut that in half because we're at the midpoint of the season. Talking about $500,000 to get a proven, right now, healthy wide receiver who hasn't really taken a lot of punishment over the last couple of years. Now, that's an argument for why Kansas City should keep him. But if you're another team, that's a guy right now I'd be looking for. The same way that I think we were having the conversation about the Chiefs and running back, like that to me would kind of be a, hey, whose situation has changed over the last couple of weeks? Like in Carolina, you got Hubbard, but you had a Rico Dowdle. You're not going to give both of them the same amount. One of their contracts is expiring. Is there a chance for you to come in, slip in, give you a nothing pick? We can instantly put that guy on the roster and feel like it's an upgrade. I feel like Tyquan Thornton is one of those players. That's a good point about Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals was the guy you spent a mid-round pick on. I haven't heard from, seen from. Is he still around? Because if you felt really good about Jalen Royals and he was trending in the positive direction, it would absolutely make Tyquan expendable.
I also am coming at this, and we've talked about this in the past. I mean, this is an unpopular opinion by me, but I feel like you can recreate Tyquan Thornton pretty easy. Like, let's be honest. When the Chiefs signed Tyquan Thornton last year to their practice squad, me and you did not talk about it. The average fan may have referenced, hey, they have Tyquan Thornton. He didn't play last year. He wasn't active last year. He just existed. He was on the roster. Right now, they have a Tyquan Thornton type probably sitting on their practice squad. You just don't know his name. You can recreate that player pretty easy. You can trade him, get the pick, either A, use the pick to find the next Tyquan Thornton, a guy who's productive when it's injury-riddled and can help you, or B, you pick that guy up off the street. Like Justin Watson was another guy the Chiefs have done this with. I mean, McCole Hardman, to an extent, is a guy the Chiefs did this with. Like his whole NFL career is thanks to the Chiefs in doing this with him. So I am not a guy who thinks Tyquan's here for a long time, and I think you can recreate Tyquan pretty easy with other free agent or draft options. And even if you trade him, you're carrying 6 wide receivers. Because earlier I mentioned the 5. I forgot. Nico Remigio is a guy who can also play wide receiver and has got wide receiver snaps this year.
They got a bunch of those kind of guys.
You have an abundance. Tyquan Thornton seems like an easy one where you dole out and try to get something back. Now, per the conversations, how they go, the text line is now suggesting that maybe you get a 4th for him. I think that's outside the line of possibility. You're getting a 6th that maybe turns into a 5th. That's the dream.
Yeah, I would say that's best case scenario. Like this is just a hypothetical. That's a best case scenario that you end up doing it. That you end up, hey, another team offers you a 6th-round pick. They're needy. And I also think, I mean, if you want the Chiefs to be players, man, having that 6th-round pick to potentially go out and get that defensive lineman that you're talking about, maybe go out and get that pass rusher would just be a pretty valuable thing to have right now in the holster to be able to go out there and make a move. Rob, hit me with the little NFL music, and I want to go through some superlatives, some toss-ups from the first 8 weeks of the NFL season. Hit me, Rob. All right, which of these teams has been the bigger disappointment so far this season? Is it the Raiders, the Texans, the Dolphins, or the Jets? Which of these teams so far through the first 8 weeks has been the bigger disappointment? Raiders, Texans, Dolphins, Jets.
I'm going to say Raiders because I think the Jets knew they were going to be in for a hard year. Maybe it's harder than they thought, but they knew they were getting in for a hard year. The Texans are disappointing, but they can still salvage their season. They're right on the cusp of maybe becoming a thing again. And C.J. Stroud looked good last week, so maybe you feel like it's been disappointing. We can turn it around. The Dolphins, maybe people in Miami didn't know this, but me and you knew it. Sell. That team was going to stink. The Raiders brought in a Super Bowl coach and an experienced quarterback with a new offensive coordinator who's won a national championship in college. There was a little bit of buzz that they might be respectable. They are not respectable. They are in the Jets, Dolphins level of the NFL, and no one thought it'd be that bad. So I think the Raiders are the most disappointing of that grouping.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Raiders too, just because I thought the Raiders were going to be good this season. I'll pick a different team. I mean, we have seen the Dolphins completely erode in such a short period of time. 3 years ago, the Dolphins won 11 games and were in the playoffs and scored 70 points in an NFL regular season game. They had a losing record last year. They are now 2-6. They look like they're going to fire their head coach. I don't really know if you can justify bringing your quarterback back next season. I could certainly see them moving in a different direction. And your number one skill position player tore his knee up a few weeks ago. Like, this situation, I think, with the Dolphins went from a decent situation, not one of the better teams, but it's gotten really bad really fast in Miami. So I'll throw them in the mix. All right, in that same vein, next coach fired. Is it Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll, Aaron Glenn, or Zach Taylor? Which one of these coaches do you think is the next one fired?
I mean, the answer is Mike McDaniel. I don't understand how he's employed right now. I mean, we get emails from Bet Online. They're like, here are the odds for, first coach fired. Mike McDaniel was the easy favorite up until Brian Callahan did get fired. So him, because I'm stunned he has a job at this point.
Can you fade the music down just a little bit? I just want to play this Mike McDaniel before we get out of here, because it honestly, quite possibly, is just one of the worst quotes I've ever heard a person give. Like, if that person is supposed to lead us and supposed to get us out of whatever situation that we're in, I don't want him around. I really don't. I don't want him around. I don't think he can help us, and I think that we're going to lose. That's what it is. I think we're going to lose every game that we have.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Okay. That guy's not turning around your franchise. I'm going to tell you that right now. Coming up on the other side, you guys think I'm the one with the controversial food opinions. This time, Rob has a controversial food opinion. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, a show that prides itself on getting it right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
The NBA is back. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you miss tip-off or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything, from who's going to score next to a fourth-quarter comeback. You can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, however you want to play. Now is the perfect time to join. FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 wager wins. So all you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to sign up today. Fall is here, so celebrate the return of basketball season with our friends over at FanDuel. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue. Non-withdrawal bonus bet expires 7 days on the street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Kansas City, this is Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. Today, I'm here to tell you about an exciting offer for the remainder of the month. While supplies last, Victory is offering 3 ways to save on all remaining 2025 Ram half-tons, the winner of the coveted Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Here's how it works. You get a pick from 3 great offers like $5,000 off and 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2025 Ram 1500s, or $11,000 off and 3.9% for 72 months, or an astonishing $16,000 off with standard financing. Folks, it's no secret, it's been the same for years. The best time to buy a new pickup truck is during the model year-end closeout. Business owners, come see us today and ask about additional year-end savings from Ram exclusively for you. Supplies are dwindling fast, so hurry in and take advantage of this offer. Visit us at Kansas City's only automotive outlet mall, the Legends Auto Plaza, on the southeast corner of 435 and Parallel, just east of Nebraska Furniture Mart, or online at victorymotorskc.com, where our first price is better than their last.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you. Cody and Gold are broadcasting live this Friday from Community America Credit Union's Red Friday tailgate in Blue Springs, off 70 on the outer road. Meet the Chiefs cheerleaders in KC Wolf. Grab Chiefs gear and win tickets to the Chiefs versus Colts game. Only at Community America Credit Union in Blue Springs.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
I-35 northbound is 635. The left lane is closed due to an accident. The backup is growing, very heavy to Shawnee Mission Parkway. In Lee Summit, watch for a wreck at 470 just before the merge with 291. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
All right, we'll get back to the Chiefs coming up in just a bit. If there is one thing that we like to argue about on this show, it's food, because everybody eats. Talk sports. I mean, you eat sometimes too, don't you? I mean, while you're watching the game, you ain't snacking on nothing, you're not eating nothing. Food matters. So actually, you know what? I know how it came up. Let me correct myself. I know how it came up. So we are having a work potluck is what we are having. And everybody is signed up to bring something. We got a company-wide email that Scott Parks was bringing chips and cookies. And I told him, bro, if that's what you plan on bringing, just don't bring anything. Like, That's the smallest thing that you could possibly bring. That's like if somebody says, hey, we're throwing a barbecue, and you say, I got the ice. Bro, just don't bring nothing. Just have a good attitude. Be in good spirits. You go into Hy-Vee and picking up one bag of chips and one cookies and setting on the table, you didn't really contribute to the potluck. That's how it started. So we were kind of, giving them some grief about that. And then Rob said, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let Rob tell you what he said. The floor is yours, my friend. The floor is yours.
So first off, as Scott Parks telling us about his cookie bringing, I asked him if he's going to at least get like the little store-bought baked ones from Hy-Vee. He said no, so he leaned into the cheapness. He then said, I'm just going to get Chips Ahoy, to which I responded with shock because Chips Ahoy is a bad cookie. I would take Oreo 100 times out of 100 over Chips Ahoy. And I judge people severely who go down aisle 8, 9, 10, whatever at your local grocery store, and you grab that blue Chips Ahoy box and you skip right past the Oreos, which are there in superior. It's crazy person behavior that you would prefer Chips Ahoy, that crunchy monstrosity, over an Oreo cookie.
My dear lost brother, Chips Ahoy, they are a better cookie than Oreo. Whether it's the one that comes in the blue container, that's the little bit of the crunchier, harder cookie. That's not my favorite, but I would definitely pick up a Chips Ahoy. And to me, it's not even close between the two. It's not close between the ones that come in the red container. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, because you're a Chips Ahoy connoisseur, that's the chewy ones. Those are hands down better cookies than Oreos. So you can absolutely bring those to the function. In fact, you can bring those to any function that I am having. It doesn't matter if it's a barbecue, Thanksgiving dinner. It doesn't matter what the function is. If you're pulling up with the chewy Chips Ahoy, I need to put a couple of them on my plate. So that was disrespectful how you started it. This show doesn't have room for two people with trash food opinions, man. You got to pick your lane here. That's what you got to pick. I have already assumed this lane. Now you trying to be in my lane?
I'm just telling you.
In fact, you know what? That might be the most to America's thing that you have decided to try to steal my idea. Because it was my idea to be the one with trash food opinions on this show. And now you're trying to swoop in and claim it for your own. Because you claiming that Chips Ahoy are a bottom basement cookie is a terrible opinion.
I cannot believe how wrong you are here. This is not me stealing, quote, bad food opinions from you. This is the correct opinion. If you don't have at least a gallon of milk on hand, do not even try to eat a Chips Ahoy cookie because you might as well eat sawdust. It's that level of dry, crunch, nasty. And if you're telling me there's some secret chewy red bag to make it just palatable, well, congratulations, Chips Ahoy. You had to have a secret one, a special make and model just to be edible. Oreos, double stuffed, regular, or if you get the colored frosting one for the different holidays. Halloween has orange, Easter has yellow. I don't know why they do this, but they make St. Patrick's Day green. If you get one of those, you are walking away a happier man because you ate Oreos. Think about it this way. If you were out at our company kitchen, they have both, by the way, and you bought cookies, do you know what is stocked full because no one has wasted their time buying it? Chips Ahoy. You know what you don't see out there because everyone's purchasing at a high level? Oreo cookies, the perfect of the store-bought brand cookies.
You want to know why Oreo has to do all the nonsense? Because it doesn't trust its original recipe. You want to know why?
The original recipe has frosting. I'm sorry, they innovated beyond sawdust cookie.
You want to know why they have to have red velvet Oreos and birthday and pumpkin spice? You want to know why Oreo has to resort to trick plays? Because they don't feel like they can beat you with their original pass rush. That's what I mean. They don't feel like they can beat you with just the tried and true. Oreos, it's a gimmick. Chips Ahoy, they don't got to do all of this nonsense. We got the hard kind and the soft kind. That's all we got. That's what we got. You want the chewy ones or you want the crunchy ones that, if not stored properly, you might chip your molars. That's all we got over there at Chips Ahoy. That's how we like it.
I can't believe, I am legitimately stunned that this is why you're known for having bad sports opinions and bad cookie opinions, because you legitimately walk down aisle 8 and you think to yourself, oh, look, Chips Ahoy, I'll get that. I'll make this horrible mistake and I'll have this trash cookie that you literally just admitted might crack your molar. You know what Oreo's never going to do? End up harming you. You're never going to walk away and be like, man, I got to go see the dentist because I have a chip in my tooth because I had an Oreo. You know what you're going to get? A fantastic dining experience with a little crunch of the chocolate cookie and a little bit of the vanilla frost. It's a perfect combination.
Yeah, someone on the text line makes a good, you know what? Oreos are a system quarterback. That's what it is. It's a system wide receiver. It needs milk. You don't need milk with your Chips Ahoy. They're a standalone product. You can fit Chips Ahoy in any offense. It can run any offense, whatever you need it to do. Oreos are only good if you got a decent thing of milk with it. I'm telling you, that's just, you know what Oreos are? They're Danny Amendola. They're a good player. But you got to play with Brady. You got to play with Mahomes. You got to play with Peyton Manning in order to make it work. Chips Ahoy's are Calvin Johnson. Put me in any offense, any system. It don't matter. Just throw the ball up, and I'm going to make a play. Because that's what Chips Ahoy's do. Coming up on the other side, we'll get back to the Chiefs. We'll get back to football. We'll start getting you ready for Sunday's matchup against the Bills. But before we, I think, get you ready for the Bills, I've got a hypothetical question to ask you guys. If you could change one thing about the first half of the Chiefs season that is not related to Rashee Rice's suspension, what would it be? If you could change one thing about the first 8 games for the Chiefs, what would you change? I'll tell you my answer next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with CDOT. Tune in as Nate Taylor of ESPN joins the show in studio every Friday at 4 on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER, forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door has proudly served our community for decades. The best styles, technology, and family values. That's Renner. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
When it comes to buying a car, simple wins. Rob Site Ford has the inventory, the trade values, and the non-commissioned team that puts you first. No pressure, just 4.8 stars on Google for a reason. ROBSIGHT.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Visit eatandys.com to find the location nearest you. Top your day with a smile.
Let me tell you about my good friend Andy from Andy's Frozen Custard. He's from Kansas City, never misses a game, and serves the world's finest frozen custard. Tailgate with a pick six, or grab a freshly made custom treat before or after a game. And tell him Mitch and Andy sent you.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home.
FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
We're going to get back to the Chiefs here in a bit, but can you imagine you had such a bad cookie opinion that the traffic lady just had a silent protest? Rob, what happened? I think Rob set me up. So after the segment was over and then the traffic started playing, Rob kind of looked at me, smirked, and then walked off. That's what he did. For those of you that seen The Wire, it was kind of like whenever Cheese looked at Prop Joe for the last time because he was setting Prop Joe up. That's how Rob looked at me. And he just left. And then I'm just sitting here. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I don't do the traffic. How are the people driving right now supposed to know what's happening on the roads right now? They didn't get any guidance or any assistance. They have no clue. Now they're driving into traffic jams and accidents because we didn't do what we were supposed to do, getting these people the proper information out there on the highways and byways in the metro area.
I don't know what happened, but all I know is I just stormed out in anger after your Chippewa take. So
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you like a system
I'm sorry
cookie.
if you got stuck on 71 Highway, but you out here eating sawdust cookies like you're 107 without teeth is just despicable behavior.
I didn't know that you were going to come on here and say Brock Purdy was the best quarterback in the league. I didn't know that. That's not what we planned today when we were going through the show. And I tell you what I think, and then you tell me what you think. I had no clue you were going to argue that Ryan Tannehill's a Hall of Famer. I didn't know.
Your cookie take was like the Chiefs with Scott Pioli. Well, Ricky Stanzi in the 5th round can be a starter. You're nuts. Take one in the 1st round.
Okay, well, you know what? Oreos are like Brody Croyle. They had great college promise.
Hot girlfriend. That's
they
what
didn't
Brody
get to the
Croyle
pros. No wins, 0 wins, not a single win is what Brody Croyle had. Not a one. Right now we have a poll up if you would like to vote in the poll. I threw this question out there just as fun hypothetical, whatever you want to call it. Tyquan Thornton has only 2 targets in their last 3 games. Since Rashee Rice has come back, Tyquan Thornton has not been a part of their offense. The Chiefs don't have a 6th-round pick right now. If a team called you and said they really like Tyquan Thornton and offered you a 6th-round pick, would you be interested in trading Tyquan Thornton for a 6th-round pick? Right now, the no votes are overwhelming. Just decided to throw that out there and see what you guys think. If you want to vote in the poll, you can certainly do so. If a team offered a 6th-round pick for Tyquan Thornton, what would you do? The trade deadline is coming up on November 4th. Here's what Fesco had to say.
The trade stuff is interesting. I was talking to somebody yesterday that's close to the situation about the trades. I'm like, where are we here? What's going on? And quiet, silent, cold out there was the word that I got. Cold. There's nothing going on right now. Yeah, exactly. Misty. Like, you look at the weather right now today, that's the trade market in the NFL right now. And I texted back, I go, teams aren't willing to admit they suck yet. And the response was LOL, right? But that's where we are. I think after this weekend, I think we'll see a sprint to the trade deadline on Tuesday. I feel like that's going to happen.
That was Bob Fesco earlier today on his show. He thinks a sprint is going to happen. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be super active when it comes to the deadline. I think they just made their move. I think the move was the return of Mike Pennell, who was back at practice today. Mike Pennell got cut yesterday at 1 o'clock and was in Kansas City on the practice field today by 1 o'clock. It was a very quick turnaround for Mike Pennell. He's going to play on Sunday for the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills. I think we all knew that is a move that was about to happen. I will throw this question out there, 913-586-7965. I got a lot of questions today. This is my question. If you could change one thing about the first half of the season, and for the basis of this, let's remove the Rashee Rice suspension. And also, now, looking at the text line, let's remove the Xavier Worthy injury. Because those two, to me, seem like the very obvious answers about what you would change. What would you change? So the answer to me, I think is pretty clear. I would change the Patrick Mahomes pick 6 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Chiefs win that football game if they don't do that. I'm not 100% sure they beat Philadelphia if you change the Travis Kelce interception. I mean, I think they win, but I'm not 100% certain, yes, automatically the Chiefs win this game. I don't think there's any one individual play in the Chargers game aside from the Xavier Worthy play that I think directly changes the outcome of that game. But I do think there is a single play in the Jaguars game that if you just change one thing about it, I think the Chiefs are in a potentially different situation. I don't think the Chiefs are going to lose too many more times the rest of the season. Now, maybe injuries happen. Who knows what's going to happen? But if you're looking at their schedule and the kind of team that they are right now, I think the Chiefs are back in line to be the team we thought they were going to be at the very beginning of the season, a team that wins 12 or 13 games heading into the postseason as the AFC West winner. But I do think if we are talking about down the line why the Chiefs could potentially not be the 1 seed, I think that loss against Jacksonville is just going to be one of those ones like, man, I wish you could have that one back. So if I had to give my answer, I would change one thing. I would change the interception against Jacksonville. I think there is a chance that down the line that ends up having big playoff implications in a tiebreaker situation or a scenario, especially because we think the AFC is so top heavy and there's not going to be a lot of separation between Kansas City, Buffalo, Indianapolis.
So actually, I had a play in the Chargers game. It is not the injury because I think the Chargers game, the way it currently sits, is far more valuable or would be more valuable if the Chiefs had won than lost. I would change that 3rd and 15 with Justin Herbert. I would have Chris Jones stay outside and it isn't a first down because You'll remember the Chiefs had, despite playing poorly for about 55 minutes of football down in Sao Paulo, had clawed their way back into the game against the Chargers. Like, the Chargers needed a first down to ice down the game, or, when it's Grim be the Reaper, Patrick Mahomes is going to get the ball back with a chance to tie the game, and then you never know what's going to happen in overtime, and the Chargers haven't had a chance to exercise demon. All these things. It's 3rd and 15. You're not really preparing for quarterback run. And then Justin Herbert runs for 17 yards. He slides. The game is over. The Chargers win. The Chiefs are 0-1. And the Chiefs are now at a deficit with a team they are chasing currently in the AFC West. You could argue one of the reasons why the Chiefs are on the outside looking in of the playoffs right now, and not right now, the season today, hosting a playoff game at Arrowhead, is because they gave up a in-division win. So I actually picked one play from the Chargers game. Now, if you want to tell me, hey, changing that one play doesn't guarantee the Chiefs win, I'm open to that conversation. But I will take my chances with the Justin Herbert play going differently, the Chiefs getting the ball back, and Patrick Mahomes having the ball in his hand with a chance to go beat the Chargers, who historically don't hold on to that type of game. So that was the one thing I would change. It would have been the Justin Herbert first down, 3rd down run to get a first at the end of the Chiefs and Chargers game in Sao Paulo.
Another thing that I would maybe change from like a personnel standpoint, what I would possibly look at is I maybe look at like Brashard Smith. Like I think the Chiefs offense would have been helped better in the early portion of the season. I think their offense would have been in a better position if they had used Brashard Smith for the first month of the season. He was kind of a non-factor, and I thought that the Chiefs kind of needed some level of explosiveness in the pass game, and they just didn't really have it in the pass game. And now looking at how they use Brashard Smith now, I'm kind of thinking back to those early games, and like their offense just got off to a really slow start. So he didn't get a target in the first 3 games of the season. They started using him a little bit against Baltimore, and that was kind of the turnaround, I think, for his season. That also kind of coincides with when their offense started to turn around. Now, other players started coming back. You got Worthy back. You got Rice back. You got all of these different things back. So that's certainly the case. But that's probably another thing from a personnel standpoint is just adding Brashard Smith early on when they didn't have those big pass-catching options and they were looking for one. And I think there was one just sitting right there, and they just didn't use them for the first month of the season.
So this is interesting because I actually had a personnel one written down, but I didn't know if that counted as this season. You know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't sign Christian Fulton. What has Christian Fulton given you this year? I know it's this calendar year, but it was March. But if we're talking about personnel decisions for this Chiefs season, I wouldn't have signed Christian Fulton. I would use that money to get an edge rusher. Now, maybe you're not getting Max Crosby as an edge rusher, but I would add more to that because what I've learned is Jalen Watson, Noel Williams, and Trent McDuffie is fine. It's totally fine. So if we're talking personnel, and I made this is a little bit cheating by me because it was March of 25, I wouldn't sign Christian Fulton. That'd be the other change I would have made to this part of the season.
Text line 913-586-7965. You guys can text in. If you could change one thing about the first 8 games of the season, what would you potentially do? Let me know what you guys think. Coming up on the other side, we'll continue to talk about the midway point of the season, and we'll go through some contenders and pretenders. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Hi, I'm Dallas, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. You know she loves her Shane Company engagement ring, but you also want to surprise her for her birthday, anniversary, or just because she deserves it. Why not get her a bigger diamond with our Easy Trade-Up program? We'll give you the full credit of your original natural diamond purchase toward a new one. Her new diamond only has to be $1 more. You only pay the difference. How's that for an easy trade-up? Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to win the gifting game. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Get ready, Missouri. Kickoff is near. The world's largest sports book is coming to your fingertips. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. With high and transparent app limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Start betting like a pro in Missouri on December 1st. Learn about your new bookie today at circasports.com. The world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports launches December 1st.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
This report is brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. There's a wreck in Overland Park, 35 northbound at 635, backed up to Shawnee Mission Parkway. In Lee Summit, heavy traffic eastbound 470 because of an accident at the merge with 291 highway. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. They've been in business since 2012, offering residential service and project work like commercial and router service. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Juju Smith-Schuster from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, welcome back into the show. We've been talking about the trade deadline. We were throwing a couple of different ideas out there. The first one was from Fesco. He believes that the deadline is going to heat things up here. So today is the 29th. The NFL trade deadline is November 4th, We were asking the question, would you trade Tyquan Thornton for a 6th-round pick? The Chiefs currently don't have a 6th-round pick. Tyquan Thornton kind of appears to be the odd man out if we're looking at the rotation, how they use people, how they don't use people. He only got 2 targets in their last 3 games. I understand from a depth perspective, I wouldn't trade Tyquan Thornton. I actually think it's just worth to keep him. He's not really making any money. And to me, the value of having him in case something goes wrong is greater than the draft pick. But Rob is somebody that really values draft picks, so I threw that out there. Bob was also talking about the deadline. I got a question coming up after this.
The trade stuff is interesting. I was talking to somebody yesterday that's close to the situation about the trades. I'm like, where are we here? What's going on? And quiet, silent, cold out there was the word that I got. Cold. There's nothing going on right now. Yeah, exactly. Misty. Like, you look at the weather right now today, that's the trade market in the NFL right now. And I texted back, I go, teams aren't willing to admit they suck yet. And the response was LOL, right? But that's where we are. I think after this weekend, I think we'll see a sprint to the trade deadline on Tuesday. I feel like that's going to happen.
So that was Fesco. I was thinking this to kind of in line with what the Chiefs have. So to kind of let you know from a draft pick perspective what the Chiefs have, I would say if you are interested in making what I would consider to be a significant move, and someone on the text line said this, so I'll give them credit for this. Do you want the Chiefs to make a move or a transaction? I think that them going to pick up Mike Pennel is a transaction. He is not a player that really tilts the scales, but he is a productive player. He can start on this team. He's a nice rotational piece. He played in 30% of the snaps last year. You like Mike Pennel, right? Like, that's okay. We like him. Did you know the Chiefs have 2 4th-round picks? They have an extra 4th-round pick because they traded Joe Thuney. They got a 2026 4th-round pick in hand. So to me, in the same way that you remember, Rob, that the Chiefs traded that additional 3rd-round pick to go get Kadarius Toney because they got that pick because of the Ryan Poles being signed as a general manager for the Chicago Bears. To me, if you're trying to make a move that you think tilts the scales, I think you got to be willing to offer up that 4th-round pick that you got in exchange for Joe Thuney. If you're not willing to offer that, then I just don't think you're making a significant move, and that's fine. I don't think the Chiefs are really pressed to do anything. But you're not trading a 1st-round pick at the deadline, a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick. So no one thinks they are trading a top 100 selection between now and next Tuesday. But they do have 2 4th-round picks. So you can keep one of your 4th-round picks. You trade another one. You maybe trade somebody that can help bolster your pass rush or bolster the defensive line. I mean, that's really it in terms of a player that I think could potentially move the needle. As we just mentioned, they don't have a 6th-round pick. They got a 5th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. If you're trading a 7th-round pick for somebody, what are we doing here? That's not a guy that you think can really step in and help you. If they're trying to make a move that you think can really change their situation, I think you got to be willing to offer that additional 4th-round pick that they have, the one that they got for Joe Thuney.
I also think something else important to keep in mind, and this is from... Is Albert Breer friend of the show? I don't know where Albert Breer lands.
He ain't been on the show in so long.
He was once one of our close friends, and now he's just a person in the media. But Albert Breer puts out today from the NFL's internal cap report, here are the teams with the least amount of space. The Chiefs come in at 2. They have very little to no cap space right now. Now, I know the Texans tell me, well, it's funny money. You can just, goof it up. You can massage it. You can change it. But as of this afternoon, a little afternoon, Albert Breer put out, the Chiefs have $1.85 million in cap space.
You can always manipulate that.
But you're not manipulating it to make $15 million in cap space. I think the manipulation you're going to have is the manipulation you need to add in a Colin Saunders, to add in a Jalen Phillips. Like, you'll manipulate it in a way that will help add in a guy that you are trading for a 6th-round pick. So I think the Chiefs are going to hoard those 4th-round picks, maybe trade them on draft day next year to get back into the 3rd round or, maneuver around on draft day. But I think if the Chiefs are going to make a move, which, by the way, I don't think the Chiefs are going to make a move, I think it's going to be small. And one of the reasons it's going to be small is they're a little bit cap hamstrung right now.
Yeah, I feel like, but that's always the situation with the Chiefs. Like, I feel like we're normally in the position where either the Chiefs have a lot of cap space and they usually use that cap space to re-sign their own players. You did that this offseason. You signed George Karlaftis to a deal. You signed Nick Bolton to a deal. You signed George Karlaftis to a deal. So you signed 3 of your major players, and now you don't have a whole lot of cap space, but where there's a will, there's usually a way. We know there's always a way for you to move some money around in Mahomes' deal if you really want to make a move, which I don't know if there's a player that you'd be willing to do that. I just think that more and more of the signs are kind of proving the Chiefs just aren't going to be major players at the deadline, which I don't think is that big of a deal. I think their roster's fine, and you just kind of got to live with the outcome of what you currently have as a team. But unless something drastically changes with their running back situation on Sunday, we believe that Isaiah Pacheco's coming back in a relatively short period of time. So the expectation is in the middle of November, you'll have your running back room right. And I think they found a good rhythm with their running back room. If you're not willing to trade, I would say a 4th-round pick or better, I don't think you can find proven pass rush at this point. You and I both talked about Calais Campbell. I haven't heard his name come up in any trade conversation to Kansas City. I just don't know if that move exists. Now, it could end up being like a Joshua Uche situation. That's not a player that you and I would have talked about, but it's somebody on another team, a failed first-round pick that was good 3 years ago that you get for next to nothing and you see if you got something there. But I just wouldn't consider that to be a big move. That's what I would put in the transaction category.
So we see this largely the same. I do not anticipate the Chiefs making a move that super moves the needle. I think the Chiefs are going to be pretty stagnant at the deadline. Maybe they make a move in the same vein as Uche, but I don't think a DeAndre Hopkins level of move is coming for this team. And again, I agree with you. I think the team is fine. They have a good roster. They're in a good spot. Like, think about where they were last year and they made multiple moves. Like, they were in kind of a bad spot with their roster because they had so many injuries. So I don't think they're making a move. And I just think one of the reasons is because I don't think the Chiefs are going to be doling out picks for players that, quote, move the needle. Maybe they make a transaction. Like, I like the text line's verbiage here. You know, Jalen Phillips or Joshua Uche types are transactions. They're not moves. But I don't think we're playing the breaking news sounder being like, throw out the rundown because the Chiefs just did this. I think it is very, very, very small moves on the margins if the Chiefs do anything at all.
I think the Chiefs are getting Colin Saunders or they're not getting anybody.
I think Colin Saunders type, or
I think they're getting Colin Saunders. I'm saying
I know that he's got moved to the 53.
I think they either get Colin Saunders or nobody. I think that's who they get. I'm not here reporting, hey, the Chiefs are getting traded for Colin Saunders. I just look at how they've handled this offseason. They go with what they're comfortable with. They go with what they're familiar with. And if you're, as a team, looking to add somebody in the middle of a playoff push and you're only willing to spend a 6th or a 7th round pick, a late round pick, if that's all you're looking at spending, then go with what you know. Go with the guy that already knows the system, already knows the scheme, fits in the locker room, fits the, then go do that then. So that's where I would be. Either be willing to trade a 4th round pick and really get somebody that moves the needle, or just go with what you know. You brought back Mike Pennell. You brought back Colin Saunders. You traded for Derek Nottie at the very beginning of this thing. And we got the band back together. Spags is here, and we're going to make it work the rest of the way. That's what I would tell them to do.
I think me and you see it very, very similar. I don't know it's literally Colin Saunders. Like, I'm less convinced, but I think maybe they trade for some other team's Mike Dana type of player.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they trade for that guy. Remember they added a Melvin Ingram. I think that could still be a play where or maybe a Terrell Suggs type on the waiver wire. But I don't think it's a can you believe they made that move type of energy. Like, I don't have the text line up in front of me, but over the last couple of days, they've suggested names I just do not think are in play at all for the Chiefs. Breece Hall, no. Will McDonald, no. Obviously, the crazy ones like Garrett, Hutchins, no. I just think the Chiefs are going to make a move on the margin, as people say.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right here, and I guess 2 questions, and then we can talk about the NFL. We can play contender or pretender. Somebody said, look at Chase Young's contract. Chiefs ain't trading for Chase Young. Number one, his base salary for this year is $14.8 million, so cut it in half. We're at the halfway point of the season. He's owed $7 million the rest of the way. Does anything about the Chiefs make you think that they're adding $7 million of a contract? He also is still under contract for next season. Now, they save a little bit of money, but the cap hit versus the dead cap. But, why would the Chiefs trade a draft pick to then pick up dead cap space next year for a player? If they're going to pick up somebody, they're either picking somebody up on a rookie deal like they did with Kadarius Toney, so you don't have to deal with that, or a player on an expiring contract like they did last year with DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs are not trading for Chase Young, who is in the middle of a contract. and still has another year left and signed a 3-year, $51 million deal. I just don't think that's in line with what they normally do. Someone on the text line says, does Christian Fulton have any trade value? If I'm another team in the league, I would not trade for Christian Fulton. There would not really be a scenario in which I would trade for him. I just don't think he has a whole lot of value. He can't get on the field in Kansas City, and the Chiefs paid him. So I'm going to take that bad contract off the books for you guys. I don't think Christian Fulton has any trade value. If I'm every other team in the league, I'm making you cut Christian Fulton. Why would we give you anything for him? He doesn't play for you guys. You guys have to sunk costs, cut him. He'll clear waivers, and then we can negotiate a contract with him. So, no, I don't think that Christian Fulton has any trade value at all.
I mean, if he does, it's like the same that Rashad Fenton had at most. Like, you're getting a sixth back.
Fenton wasn't making no money, though.
That's true. It might be what you did for Sky Moore. It's very low. Also, this best Chase Young idea. Do you know what Chase Young might be? First team, all name, no game. He's not the guy in the NFL people think he is.
No, I think he's all right. He's fine.
I pull his numbers. I bet you're about to be wildly underwhelmed based on the fact that he was that guy at Ohio State.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Right?
Let's move on.
Right? You think of Chase Young. You think of a guy who, like, oh, man, is he a dark horse for the Heisman?
No, I wasn't thinking
that guy.
I was thinking he at least was like a 7-8 sack guy. I didn't know he was a 5 sack guy. That's why I said, you're right. Let's move on. I've got nothing to add to it. You were right. He had 5.5 sacks last year. 2.5 and you know what? He was all right in 2023. He had 7.5 sacks. He was all right.
Oh, yeah. Almost 2 calendar years ago. I mean, he was fine.
I mean, that's kind of like quarterback. If you show you can play quarterback a little bit, a team will overpay. If you show at any point you can get after the quarterback, you can always convince somebody to give you some money. He just signed a 3-year, $51 million deal with the Saints. He signed for $51 million, and he has 7 sacks. They paying that much for 7 sacks? Yeah, no, you're stuck with that terrible contract. Chase Young's 26 years old. They feel like he's older than that.
My favorite thing about Chase Young, do you remember the draft? The Chiefs picked Lucas Niang, and Chase Young, that was the toughest guy he went against. Oh, man. Chiefs Twitter was just in love with that comment. Turns out, I now know why Lucas Niang did so well against Chase Young. He's not that good. He was a good college player. He's not that guy in the NFL. He's just not.
All right, Rob, hit me with a little NFL music. Let's play a very simple game of contender or pretender in the National Football League. I mean, we have to start with the very obvious one, right? We have to start with the Indianapolis Colts. Do you think they are a contender or a pretender?
Okay, so I'm about to be lame. Can we define contender? Because the Colts are making the playoffs. It is basically a foregone conclusion at this point. And if you're in the playoffs, you are inherently a contender. But are you asking if they're a Super Bowl contender? Because no. They are not a Super Bowl contender. They are not a team that if I'm the Chiefs, I'm worried about in January and February because Daniel Jones is their quarterback. And maybe someone in Indianapolis will clip this, and in January, I'll look like an idiot. Daniel Jones is not beating Patrick Mahomes in a game that matters. He's not beating Josh Allen in a game that matters. He's not. You know what the Colts are? They are the 2022 Tennessee Titans.
I actually think they're last year's Minnesota Vikings, honestly.
Well, pick a team. I was using the Titans because with Ryan Tannehill, you'll remember, the Titans were the 1 seed.
Yeah, and they had Derrick Henry.
And you know what they did? They lost at home to the Bengals, and they were flame out in the playoffs. No one remembers they're the 1 seed. So they're a contender because they'll make the postseason, but congratulations, you have to hang a banner. But you are not a Super Bowl threat. No, no, no.
You know what? I think you're being unnecessarily harsh on the Colts. I'm going to go with yes for this reason. You can't be number 1 in points scored, and you have, by the numbers, a top 8 defense, and me then pretend like you got no shot. Now, they're not one of my favorite teams. Of course not. And a lot of it does feel like it's predicated on Jonathan Taylor, who right now is playing like a superhero. You guys know my philosophy. I hate the fact that we treat running backs like they can't win MVP. Jonathan Taylor has 850 yards and is averaging 6 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns at the midway point of the season. We could be talking about a guy that runs for 1,700 yards and 25 touchdowns this season. He is having one of those kind of years. And as much as football's changed, there's always a formula that works. The formula is simple. Can you run the ball? Can you play good defense? Can your quarterback limit mistakes? The Colts are doing that right now. I gotta throw them in the conversation. Why is Buffalo in this conversation and not Indianapolis? Who else would you throw in this conversation in the AFC? So kind of by process of elimination, I got to say, yeah, for the Indianapolis Colts, I'm picking them. I think you have to throw them in the contender conversation.
Real quick, you just said the formula always works.
It does work.
The formula you described is Marty Schottenheimer. How many Super Bowls did he have? Because Marty's Chiefs and Marty's Browns, they ran the ball effectively. They didn't turn the ball over. They played great defense. And how many Lombardis are at his house right now?
I mean, I would argue that's what the Eagles did last year. The Eagles ran the football effectively. They played great defense.
They also have dynamic weapons.
Oh, for sure.
You would take their weapons 100 times out of 100 over the Colts. And not even just Saquon versus Jonathan Taylor. You think Michael Pittman and last year's A.J. Brown are the same? Come on now. No. And Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones.
But you can also get to the Super Bowl with that formula. San Francisco's done it twice. They've got to the Super Bowl with that formula. Run the ball, play great defense, have a quarterback that doesn't turn the football over.
I also think the formula in the NFC is very different than the AFC.
That's a fair point.
You're not going through Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. You get to go through one of them once. The Niners, the years they went to the Super Bowl, they had to beat aforementioned Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott's Cowboys. Like, it's very different in that conference.
No, I'm not arguing there. To give the Colts a little bit of credit here, the Colts have scored the most points in the NFL, and it's not very close. Kansas City's offense has been dynamic. It's been on fire. The Colts have almost scored 60 more points than the Chiefs have in the first 8 games of the season. Like, we got to give the Colts some credit for what they've been able to do on offense. They're averaging 33 points per game on offense in the first 8 weeks of the season. All right, I know this is the team that you really like, but we'll see what category you'll put them in. The Seattle Seahawks. Are you putting them in the contender or pretender conversation?
I'm going to lean contender because I think the NFC is kind of soft. I think the Lions are really good, and I think after that there's a lot of question marks on that side. And that includes, I think the Niners are good, but they have question marks. So I'm going to just dip my toe in the water of contender, but it's a lean, and a lot of that lean is based on the fact that I don't think much of that conference. So I will say yes for the Seahawks because I could see them winning 2 playoff games and then they find themselves in the NFC title game. So yes, contender.
Yeah, I'm going to go contender for Seattle just because I don't really think that there's that big of a difference between 6 teams in the NFC. Between Green Bay, Philly, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Detroit, and the Rams. Now, I would put San Francisco in this conversation. They just got to get healthy. They just had so many injuries over the first 8 weeks of the season, but I still really like San Francisco. To me right now, you can make a case for any of these teams. Why couldn't Tampa Bay go on the road and beat Green Bay in a playoff game? Why couldn't Detroit go on the road and beat Philadelphia in a playoff game? Like, those 6 teams just feel so interchangeable to me. So I think you got to go with contender for Seattle. I don't love Seattle, and I like some teams in the NFC more than I like Seattle, but you're 5-2. You got a chance to win your division, and there's not much separation. I think you got to throw them in that conversation. I think we need to start having the real talk about, is Jackson Smith-Njigba a top 5 wide receiver in the league? And maybe Sam Darnold is good. We wanted Sam Darnold to prove it to us again. He's proven it so far this season. Darnold's playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I mean, I gave a lot of credit to Kevin O'Connell for the ascension of Sam Darnold. Maybe Sam Darnold is just, a good NFL quarterback. Not great, but good enough to win games.
Moving on in our contender or pretender conversation, let's keep it in that conference. Let's keep it in that division. San Francisco, what category are you putting them in?
San Francisco is really difficult because I think with Mac Jones, they're a pretender. Because I don't think they're good enough with Mac Jones. You know what? Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, they're the same. They're the Spider-Man meme. They're the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I'm going to say they're pretenders.
Why are we doing that with Brock Purdy?
Pretenders.
Why are we doing that with Brock? We saw 2.5 years of Brock Purdy playing like a top QB in the league. He dealt with a couple of injuries, and now we ready to just say, what are we doing? Brock Purdy 2 years ago threw 31 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions. Since then, he's been hurt. Their team has been hurt. I'm not doing Brock Purdy like that.
Who are the players he was throwing to that year?
They had dogs. They don't got dogs right now. Everybody hurt.
Exactly.
That's why I have to trade this 6th-round pick for Tyquan Thornton. That's why.
Brock Purdy is a fine quarterback if he's on a rookie contract and surrounded with talent. That's what he is. Alex Smith is a bunch of strays in this analogy, but Alex Smith on rookie contract with elite weapons, you can win games with that guy, but now he's paid and he's got to throw it to Sky Moore. He's not that guy anymore. He's not going to elevate the talent around him. Kyle Shanahan's great, but they don't have any weapons out there, and their defense is starting to take on water with injuries. Fred Warner now out for the season. I think they are a pretender in the NFC.
Last two teams here. Let's keep it in the AFC. Let's go to the AFC West, the Denver Broncos. Are you putting them in the contender or pretender conversation?
Contender. 100% a contender. That defense, a coach of pedigree.
I feel like you've been waiting to pick against the Chiefs for months now.
No, I didn't pick against the Chiefs. They're not playing the Broncos this week.
No, I'm talking about in the division as a whole. You've been inching closer and closer to coming out and picking one of these two other teams to win the AFC West. You're just too chicken to do it.
Right now, Right now, the Broncos are leading the division. Their quarterback is playing good football.
And their best player just got hurt.
For 3 weeks. He's out 3 weeks.
That might be the difference. You might be going on the road in the playoffs now because of no certainty.
One of those games is the Raiders on Thursday night. Me and you could play corner, and they're beating the Raiders on Thursday night.
Please don't disrespect Trey Tucker like that. Please don't disrespect Trey Tucker. They got a tough one going on the road against Houston. That feels like a little bit of a coin flip, especially if you ain't got your number one guy going up against Nico Collins on the outside.
So you think Denver is all pretend? It's all fugazi. Oh,
yes.
It's all talk. Oh, you have fake.
I do. They beat up on a very weak Dallas defense.
They beat Philadelphia on the road.
Yeah, that's their claim to fame is they beat Philadelphia. That's their claim to fame. Back when Philly, I don't know, they had a rough 2 weeks there. Philly was struggling to figure it out. I'm telling you this right now, I would pick Philly today if they played the Broncos, if they could rematch that game. So sometimes about when you catch teams, I feel like the Broncos caught Philly at the right time.
Philly was struggling to figure it out, and they came to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs. It's the same struggling Philly.
Well, you know what? The beautiful thing about this is coming up in 3 weeks, the Broncos have the Chiefs at home. That's when we'll find out if they're real or not. If the Broncos win that game, they're real. You got to take them really, really serious in the AFC West. Got to take them seriously then at that point. Right now, we're talking about a team that's 6-2. Let's assume they're 8-2 heading into that matchup. Maybe they lose one of these. They're 7-3. So if they beat the Chiefs then and now we're heading into Thanksgiving and you are leading your division, we got to take you seriously as a team that could ultimately do something.
I'm just saying, I know we're up against the break. You told me 5 minutes ago the Colts were a contender, and I'm being harsh to the Colts, and they're going to be 8-2, 7-3. We got to take the Colts seriously. The Broncos doing the same thing the Colts are doing.
The Colts beat them.
With a tougher schedule, and it's
the Colts beat them. They played a game against each other, and the Colts won the game.
The Colts,
the Colts are more of a contender than that team.
The Colts won because of a weird penalty at the end of the game. Other than that, the Colts have beaten the Titans.
No one cares about context. Did you win? Did you lose? You're worried about the context, how you lost. Bro, you lost. Whenever somebody lose, they got all the, oh, man, I mean, you should have saw what happened. Bro, did you win? You got my money or not? Oh, man, I had to pay. I don't care what you had to pay. Do you got my money? Did you win the game? Where are you at with the Patriots? Contenders or not?
Contenders, yeah. Drake May's really good. Drake May's an actual MVP candidate.
I'm with you. He should be in the conversation.
And Mike Vrabel's one of the best coaches in football. Tennessee could have really afforded to keep him.
Yeah, I'm willing to throw them in that conversation. I'm willing to throw the Patriots in the interesting. Very interesting conversation. Coming up on the other side, there was a story in the Kansas City Star about Donna Kelsey and that she ate at 2 iconic restaurants. So I asked Rob to give me an iconic restaurant in Kansas City that he has never eaten at. We'll find out together what that is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Tune in Mondays at 4 to hear the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about? out!
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now, when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
The NBA is back. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you miss tip-off or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything, from who's going to score next to a fourth-quarter comeback. You can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, however you want to play. Now is the perfect time to join. FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 wager wins. So all you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to sign up today. Fall is here, so celebrate the return of basketball season with our friends over at FanDuel. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue. Non-withdrawal bonus bet expires 7 days on the street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem. Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, this is Doug. I'm a patient with Heartland Men's Health. I've been doing low T treatment for just under a year now. I've always dedicated my life to work. I've always found the time to go to gym. I'm 46 years old. My energy level has been on a roller coaster. With work, when we would have like long, stressful meetings, I would notice that I was very exhausted and drained afterwards. And with the low T treatment, I'm not as stressed. I started to feel a lot more level-headed. The roller coaster kind of went away. I think Heartland Men's Health, they really have it figured out. The professional staff, I think it's a wonderful treatment for men of any age. And it's definitely a benefit I'm going to continue.
Thank you. It's true. Your initial appointment includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan. During halftime or overtime, from spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, the wreck on 35 North at 635 has been moved to the shoulder. Conditions are improving, but it's still a little sluggish. 70 eastbound on the Missouri side is heavy from 40 Highway back to the 435 interchange. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
All right, we'll get back to Chiefs and Bills coming up at the top of the hour. If you also missed our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, we'll play that for you in the 5 o'clock hour. So there was a story today in the Kansas City Star. It was about Donna Kelsey. Donna Kelsey was in town. Chiefs had home game. She was there. Travis had the 83rd touchdown in his Chiefs career. You could see why your mom would be in town. So in addition to stopping by 1587 Prime to eat, she stopped in at 2 iconic restaurants. Now, this is where the clickbait got me, because I clicked on it. I was like, where'd she go? I was curious. I wanted to know what they called iconic restaurants. One was Lydia's. The other one was Joe's Kansas City. 2 places that I would agree are Kansas City staples, very, very popular restaurants in Kansas City. So while Rob and I were getting ready for the show today, I was telling him about this, and I asked him the same question. Well, what is a place that you would consider to be an iconic Kansas City restaurant that you have never eaten at? He was thinking. I said, don't tell me. Tell me on the air. I want to find out when everybody else finds out where you haven't eaten. So the 3 that I wrote down. Now, one of these, I'm not really sure if it's like a chain or not, so you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. The 3 that I've written down are the Golden Ox, the Majestic, and the Melting Pot on the Plaza. I've never eaten at either one of those places before. I really like steak restaurants, so it's actually kind of surprising that I've never been to the Golden Ox and the Majestic. And the Golden Ox is one of those places every year that I tell myself I'll go on my birthday, and then I'd never actually end up going. I would like to go eat there at some place, at some point in my life. I just haven't been yet. Is the Melting Pot like a national chain? Is it a Kansas City local? I've seen it. A lot of people I know have been there and like it. I've never eaten there before.
My understanding of the Melting Pot is that it's a chain. I think it's available in a lot of places.
I wasn't sure.
So I have also never done the Melting Pot, so maybe me and you are on the same, but I have always been on the impression that it is a chain. So I would say for you, you got 2. Golden Ox, and by the way, you missing the Majestic is actually the bigger swing and a miss.
I've been there to get a drink before. I've just never gone downstairs and eaten there before.
It's so close to your house.
It is very close.
I mean, the Golden Ox, at least I understand you got to kind of maneuver around. You can probably throw a rock from your apartment and hit the Majestic.
It's not that far for sure.
That one surprised me. So I have 1, and there's maybe more. I'm just not thinking of them. But number 1 that comes to mind, and I'm curious if you would call this an iconic restaurant, but this is the first one that came to mind for me. I've never eaten at Pierpont's in Union Station.
Yeah, I've never been there before either. That would be considered an iconic restaurant?
So here's my
I'm not
question.
hating on it. I've certainly heard of it. I know it's a popular restaurant. I'm curious if you would consider that to be an iconic restaurant.
The reason I had it listed as iconic, and for the sake of this conversation, is it is in one of the more iconic buildings in town, and it is like the restaurant. I know there's like a little cafe, but it's the restaurant in one of the iconic buildings in town. That's why I put it in the iconic category. If you don't, that's fine. But I would say Pierpont's is the answer. I've never eaten there before.
Okay, I throw another one here since we're having the conversation. I've never been to Stock Hill before. I've never eaten there before. Have you been to Stock Hill?
I have never been to Stock Hill.
It's like in the South Plaza area. It's across the street from the Plaza Library. I've seen it a few times. I've just never stopped in to eat there.
You don't go to the Plaza that often. A lot of
not for real. I've just never been there before. Someone says Stroud's is on their list. I've never been to Stroud's before. I have been to Stroud's a few times. It's okay.
So when you say Stroud's, we count the original one or like?
I've been to Stroud's.
I've been to Stroud's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to go. I'm not sure. Someone said iconic is doing some heavy lifting. That's why I wanted to know what you would count as an iconic restaurant or not. Have you been to the Phoenix? Because I would consider that to be an iconic Kansas City place.
I have never been to the Phoenix. I don't know. Does the Phoenix count as iconic?
Yeah, the Phoenix is iconic.
All right, then no, I've never done that. Someone asked if LeFou Frog is iconic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I've never been there. That's one I've 100% never been to.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good. I don't know.
I'm just never. And does Brown and Low count? Because I've never done Brown and Low either.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that in the conversation.
I've done Brown and Low at the airport, but that doesn't feel like it counts.
No, that definitely doesn't count. No,
that doesn't count at all.
That definitely doesn't.
I wanted to put the caveat on there.
I want to play this for you. You'll hear it in its entirety coming up in a little bit. Patrick Mahomes was on the show, and he was talking about how Bills fans, he's not very popular amongst them.
I mean, they don't like us. I mean, that's pretty. They do not like the Chiefs. But I mean, it is a cool environment. I love playing in like historic stadiums, and that stadium has had so many great players play in it, and who knows, it might be the last time that we get the opportunity to play there. It'll be a great challenge for us, and they're loud, and that's what you want. You want to go in and be in a hostile environment. That's what football, when you watch on TV as a kid growing up, is the environments you want to play in. And so obviously they're not rooting for us, but you get to bond together as a team and get to go into a historic stadium and play in a great environment.
I actually had a Buffalo Bills thought that I was going to share, but the text line actually made me think of something else, keeping it with the food conversation. We only got like 2 minutes left in this segment, so we might as well just go ahead and food it out. What's the iconic or popular Kansas City restaurant that's not barbecue related that if somebody told you they've never been there before, you'd be shocked? So like someone on the text line, what made me think of this was someone on the text line said, have you ever been to Winstead's before? Of course. Like, I lived in Kansas City my whole life. Going to Winstead's just feels like one of those places. I would say top 2 answers on the board, Winstead's and Town Topic.
I've never been to Town Topic when the sun's up. Does that count?
Whenever you go to Town Topic, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that you got to go to Town Topic at 2:00 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm not saying that. If you told me that you were a lifelong Kansas City and you said you've never been to Winstead's, I would be surprised. If you told me that you were a lifelong Kansas City and you went through the college, high school, going out, and you told me you've never been to Town Topic before, I would be very, very surprised. I think those are top 2 answers. If we're not including barbecue restaurants, I've never been there before. I think they're top 2 answers on the board.
Does Joe's Pizza count inside Kelly's? I know it's guys now, but it's still Joe's Pizza. Like, because Kelly's,
you know what
I
actually think is higher up than that? Minsky's.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd be real stunned if you were 34 years old and you're like, I've never eaten at Minsky's before. Like, never? Not once? Like, how have you gone this long and not eaten at Minsky's? I can understand that's not your favorite pizza place. Just seems like a pizza place that you should have been to at some point in your life.
The reason I brought up Joe's is because it's not a food spot, but if you have gone, if you're a 40 plus and you've gone
if you've ever been out, you've eaten at Joe's before, 100%.
I'm going to say, and for that extent, if you've never been to Kelly's, if you've never had a drink at Kelly's, maybe you don't love Kelly's, maybe it's not your favorite bar in town, that's fine. If you've never been to Kelly's ever,
that might be a Two Americas place. I'm just going to tell you. That
really?
Kelly's
is Two Americas?
Yeah.
It's right on the corner. It's like the most popular corner of Westport.
I'm just telling you, I would Google some Kelly's history, and I think you might understand why some people feel I'm all right. I'm not going there. I would be surprised. I'll throw another one in there. Go Chicken Go. Go Chicken Go is another one of those places.
Go Chicken Go, by the way, is, speaking of Two Americas, Go Chicken Go is Two Americas. 100%.
You never been?
I've been with a KCK person too. But,
wow, that's.
I've been to the KCK location.
The way you said that.
Went with a native. Went with one of the Homelanders.
I went with somebody from KCK too.
It wasn't like me and my Burbs friends went out and did it. Go Chicken goes to America's. 100%.
I wish I could answer the way you said it. It was funny to me, like you had a pass. That was funny. All right, coming up on the other side, we'll get back to the Chiefs. We'll talk about the rivalry between them and the Bills, and we'll also play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, the wreck on 35 North at 635 has been moved to the shoulder. Conditions are improving, but it's still a little sluggish. 70 eastbound on the Missouri side is heavy from 40 Highway back to the 435 interchange. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
Hey, Kansas City, this is Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. Today, I'm here to tell you about an exciting offer for the remainder of the month. While supplies last, Victory is offering 3 ways to save on all remaining 2025 Ram half-tons, the winner of the coveted Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Here's how it works. You get to pick from 3 great offers like $5,000 off and 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2025 Ram 1500s, or $11,000 off and 3.9% for 72 months, or an astonishing $16,000 off with standard financing. Folks, it's no secret it's been the same for years. The best time to buy a new pickup truck is during the model year-end closeout. Business owners, come see us today and ask about additional year-end savings from Ram exclusively for you. Supplies are dwindling fast, so hurry in and take advantage of this offer. Visit us at Kansas City's only automotive outlet mall, the Legends Auto Plaza, on the southeast corner of 435 and Parallel, just east of Nebraska Furniture Mart, or online at victorymotorskc.com, where our first price is better than their last.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union. Invested in you. Cody and Gold are broadcasting live this Friday from Community America Credit Union's Red Friday tailgate in Blue Springs, off 70 on the outer road. Meet the Chiefs cheerleaders in KC Wolf. Grab Chiefs gear and win tickets to the Chiefs versus Colts game. Only at Community America Credit Union in Blue Springs.
At Casey's, we're too nice to say no. So when someone asked for a free frozen drink, we said, sure. Then they said, every Friday all summer? And, well, now we're giving away free medium frozen drinks every Friday. Free frozen Fridays with Casey's Rewards. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. See store for details.
DQ presents the sound of your next meal at DQ. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, loving a chicken strip basket, or digging into everyday value with the $7 meal deal. Wait, where is the sound? Am I missing something? Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Makes sense. So delicious and so peaceful. Grab your favorite from the DQ food menu today at participating U.S. locations. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Numerous brands to choose from. Endless options. One incredible experience. At Aristocrat Motors, we treat every driver like royalty and offer the finest luxury vehicle experience in Kansas City. Come see us today and let us roll out the red carpet for you.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
there's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
It's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Hi there, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Carter. Our dad is Rex with Rex Buys KC.
If you're thinking about selling a home in Kansas City and don't know where to start, our dad can help.
Sometimes life throws curveballs, like moving for a new job, dealing with a divorce, or inheriting a house you weren't expecting.
Dad doesn't just make offers, he talks with people to help them understand all of their options. No pressure, and it doesn't cost anything to talk with his team.
He's a local home buyer who really knows Kansas City. If selling to him is the right choice, he'll give you a fair cash offer, and you can close on your timeline even in as little as 7 days.
He buys homes in any condition. No need for repairs, no fees, no surprises.
Just an honest, easy process so you feel good about your decision.
Want to talk to him? Call 816-330-6000 or go to rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll play our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here. Rob, let's do this. Let's talk a little Chiefs Bills. Let's shout out Baker University. Let's play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Let's get people on their way in the 5 o'clock hour.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
As always, Carrington, the hits are brought to you by Baker University. Make your next era orange at Baker University, the first university in Kansas, and ranked number 1 in return on investment among private universities in Kansas. Baker University, forever in our orange era.
All right, so 2 things I'd like to talk about before we play our conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Thing number 1 is this. If you go on ESPN's NFL page, and right there on the homepage, there's a story called What to Expect at the NFL Trade Deadline for Every Team, Perfect Fits, Candidates, Needs, all of those things. I would advise you to click on it. I would then click on the Kansas City Chiefs because that's your favorite football team, and then scroll down. They have a piece from Jeremy Fowler and a piece from Nate Taylor. This is what it says. Will the Chiefs be adding, subtracting, or sitting out? Jeremy Fowler writes, I believe the Chiefs will largely stand pat, save for a modest defensive move. The Chiefs are inclined to stay put on the offensive side, but they will explore defensive line depth. I think as we are heading into the trade deadline, the one question is, are the Chiefs willing to spend any level of resources when it comes to their defensive line? Now, I think there's a variety of what we could potentially be talking about. I think for the most part, the Chiefs have made their trade deadline move. The Chiefs at the trade deadline picked up Mike Pennell today, a guy who last year played in 30% of the snaps, a guy who was getting starter reps for this team in August, a guy that obviously has playoff experience, a guy who fits your locker room, fits your culture, fits your scheme, and a guy that you know really, really well. I think that's going to be the biggest move that they make. I could end up being wrong, but if the Chiefs end up making a move, I think it's a Joshua Uche kind of move. I don't think they're doing what they did last year with DeAndre Hopkins. I thought it was pretty clear last year that the Chiefs needed another wide receiver, and it was a wide receiver heavy market. You remember Amari Cooper got moved, Deontay Johnson got moved, DeAndre Hopkins got moved. So if you were in the business of looking for a wide receiver, it was the time to go get one. The Chiefs went out to go get one, and I think that was the right decision for them. I don't think that market is kind of popped up the same way at defensive line. I don't think the Chiefs are going to spend the necessary resources to really go get a guy that impacts you when we're talking about pass rush. If you're talking about adding one of the premium positions, and it's something that almost every team in the NFL could get better at. You could always get better in pass coverage. You could always get better at getting after the other team's quarterback. So finding a player that you think really makes a difference, it usually ain't cheap. And if there's one thing I think the Chiefs have shown you, at least around the deadline, is they're pretty smart about their resources and the kind of player that they are going to get. So it is either a veteran player who is 32, 33 years old, who is looking to chase a ring, and I don't think that player has really emerged yet in that market, or it's going to be a 24, 25-year-old who was good 3 years ago, has been injured for the last couple of years, and the Chiefs are just seeing if there's anything left in the tank, and they could try to squeeze the last bit of that rookie contract that they have. So I don't want to go into the trade deadline with just unrealistic expectations, especially when I don't think the Chiefs need a whole lot. The Chiefs are the Chiefs are the second best offense in the National Football League by the numbers, and they're a top 5 defense. I just don't think the Chiefs are spending a 4th-round pick, a 3rd-round pick to significantly change their roster. Could they make a 6th-round, 7th-round pick kind of move? Sure, but those aren't the moves that you think really move the needle. So I agree with what Jeremy Fowler is saying. I think for the most part, the Chiefs are going to stand pat, I think they've already made one of their two moves, and the other possible move will be trying to go pick up Colin Saunders, another guy that fits that criteria, a guy they know, a guy that fits their locker room, a guy that fits their scheme, and you can instantly plug in on your roster.
Me and you see it the same way. Me and Jeremy Fowler see it the same way. Bob Fesco earlier today, we played the cut earlier about how he's hearing that right now the trade deadline is quiet. I think it's quiet because I think there's too many teams that are in that middle territory, and we don't know what to do with them. Do they buy or sell? And because of that, the price is spiked up, and the Chiefs are low on cap space, and they're not giving up a premium asset at the deadline here in 5 days. So maybe it's Colin Saunders, maybe it's a Joshua Uche type of trade, but I don't think we are seeing a DeAndre Hopkins or higher level move from the Kansas City Chiefs. I would say the roster is their roster, which is a good spot to be in because their roster might be the best in the NFL when they are healthy and firing on all cylinders.
I also think when it comes to the trade deadline, I think that fans want the football trade deadline to be like the basketball one and the baseball one. At the baseball trade deadline, you can absolutely make a move that will significantly impact your roster. We see that happen every year in baseball. You don't have a closer, you can go get another team's closer. You need an eighth inning guy, you can do it. You need a bat in the middle of your lineup, you can go find that player. Same thing in basketball. You need three-point shooting. You need a defensive specialist. You can go acquire that player and add them to your roster. That's just not really how the NFL trade deadline works. We can just look at last year. I mean, Devontae Adams got moved. I don't think he made a significant advantage for the Jets. Amari Cooper got traded. He got traded to an actual contending team. Amari Cooper didn't really make a big impact. DeAndre Hopkins got traded last year. I mean, I guess he was fine. I don't think the Chiefs made the Super Bowl because DeAndre Hopkins helped put them over the top. Marshawn Lattimore got traded last year during the deadline. Deontay Johnson got traded last year. The Lions traded for a pass rusher. Zadarius Smith got traded last year at the deadline. He didn't make a big difference. I just don't think that the football trade deadline works that way. I think it's really, really hard to think that you are going to pluck somebody off another team in week 9 and then think that they are going to help you and they don't know the system, don't know the scheme, don't know the lay of the land, don't know the temperature. I just don't think football works that way. So if you're equipped with that information, I'm not saying do nothing. But last year, when you needed a running back, you looked at the free agency pool. You picked up Kareem Hunt. This year, when you needed defensive line help, you looked at the free agency pool. You could go pick Mike Pennell. Go find one of those kind of moves. Is there another defensive lineman out there that's on a practice squad or is a free agent that's available that you think could help? DJ Humphries last year at left tackle. Like, those guys just exist. You could find those guys. That'd be the market that I would shop in if you're Kansas City, if you got the price that we think they're willing to spend. You don't have great draft pick compensation. You don't have a whole lot of cap space. So let's not have a pipe dream in what they could potentially do. Add a rotational defensive piece that builds depth and can step in case of an injury and move on with the rest of the season. That's the kind of move I think they make.
Someone on the text line asks, and I think we can have this conversation because it's in the same vein, with Pacheco hurt, doesn't running back become a position they need to make a move with?
I don't think they're trading. One reason I would say is I don't think they're trading for Breece Hall. And if you're going to trade a 6th or a 7th round pick for a running back, why not just call up Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Why not just play Elijah Mitchell? Why not just play Carson Steele? If you're not going to spend any resources at running back, and the Chiefs have shown us over the last year they're not going to spend any resource at running back, now we think at the deadline they're going to trade for Breece Hall? That doesn't seem realistic to me.
I would 100% agree. Now, me and you and the results will tell the story. We can have a conversation of if they have enough at running back, but they are not adding another body of consequence. They are not adding Breece Hall. They are not adding what other running back name you think really moves the needle. They are probably adding an Elijah Mitchell type once they get Elijah Mitchell off the practice squad. That's what I think is happening in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And I know what? As someone who hates running back, I think that's the right move because before he got hurt, Pacheco probably looked the best we have seen Pacheco look in 18 months. Like, he looked good on Sunday before the injury. Now, I don't know he'll come back to that level, but I don't think the Chiefs are in dire need of running back, and I don't think they're using draft assets to add a running back a year after they did literally nothing at the position. I think they are standing pat everywhere except for rotational defensive linemen, and I'm not even sure they're doing that. I can't guarantee that's happening.
I think before we play the Patrick Mahomes interview, we have to acknowledge that Mike Pennell is back. I mean, it happened faster than even I thought it was going to happen. We set the DraftKings line at -250. the FanDuel line. We set it at minus 250 for him to be to practice on Thursday. He technically didn't miss a second of practice for Bills week. They didn't practice on Tuesday because you can't practice on Tuesday. It's a league-mandated off day. Day one of practice in preparation for the Buffalo Bills game. He is there first day, ready to go. I mean, it's almost like he hasn't missed anything. He's been playing for Cincinnati. You bring him back. You know he knows the system. He was just on the team 2 months ago. I mean, this was a move that just made too much sense for all sides. And then seeing today at practice, he's up there and he's play fighting with Chris Jones, and they got a little secret handshake with each other. If it was only $500,000 on salary cap space to make Chris Jones happy, hey, sometimes you got to do that, you know? Sometimes you got to keep Garrett Dieter around just because somebody's got to carry Patrick Mahomes golf clubs, you know, and it just makes Pat happy to have him around. Sometimes you got to end up doing that. Sometimes you got to have Giannis's two brothers on the team just because it makes Giannis happy. So if it makes Chris Jones happy and it doesn't cost you really any amount of money to have Mike Piniella around and they get to do their handshake and that's his brother, man, good for everybody.
Everything, and hopefully, you know, life do a full circle and we get my guy back. Mike Piniella is a heck of a locker room guy, and you know, so many things I can say about my brother. We got to get my brother back.
They got him back, man. I hope that Chris Jones meets with the media tomorrow so you can just see the smile on his face. I know he's happy. You should have saw him. If you haven't seen the video yet, go on Nate Taylor's social media account and just see the level of enthusiasm. He had a different bop in his step today at practice. Good for him. Hit it, Rob.
He's QB1.
And at quarterback from Texas Tech, number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
He's a three-time Super Bowl champion.
Mahomes moving to his left laterally, chased, holding it, and gets out of bounds and up the sideline. He's not out of bounds yet. He's at the 10, inside the 10, he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A remarkable acrobatic scramble on a 27-yard run. Maybe the best play yet.
Two-time MVP and three-time Super Bowl MVP.
Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes magic. Starting left, peeling right. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Chiefs.
And you can hear him right here every week with CDOT, exclusively on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
Every week, we are happy to be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. And his appearance on the show is brought to you by our friends at Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. How do you and your family handle Halloween? I'm guessing that the neighborhood knows that this is your house. People like to come up to your house. How do you and Brittany handle Halloween? How do you handle trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, I mean, for most of the time we are the trick-or-treating, just with the kids and stuff like that. So while we're doing that, we usually put the bowl of candy out on the front patio or the front porch, whatever you want to call it. And so that's how we usually roll with it. And the amount of time we get home, it's usually all gone. So I don't know if that's one person taking it all or if that's a lot of people coming by the house.
What kind of candy are you guys divvying out? Are you guys getting like king-size candy bars? Are you getting like those little variety packs and just, hey, you can grab a handful of it? How are you guys handling giving out the candy?
It's a mixture of both. You know, we do the variety packs, but we also do some of the king-size stuff as well. And so I want everybody to have a good time, and I want everybody to get everything they want. So I try to keep it mixing it up every year and as many options as possible.
All right, so I have 6 candies that I want to go through with you really quickly. I want you to tell me if you would give these candies a thumbs up or a thumbs down and why you feel that way. Let's start with gummy bears. Where are you at?
Yeah, I can do gummy bears. Just depends, you know. But it's not my favorite, but I can do it for sure.
All right, where are you at with a York peppermint patty?
That's a thumbs down for me. I'm not a big peppermint fan.
How about Whoppers? You know those like little chocolate milk balls. I like them, but they're very controversial. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, if it's the only option I had, I'd give it a thumbs up.
Candy corn.
Definitely. I actually had this discussion the other day with some guys. It's like only Halloween once or twice, thumbs up. Rest of the year, thumbs down.
All right, 2 final candies here. First up, lemon heads.
That's a thumbs down for me.
Last one, yellow starburst.
Yellow Star. I mean, you got to eat the yellow Starburst to appreciate the red and the pink. So I mean, you got to eat the yellow and the orange. So got to give it a thumbs up. It's not as good as the other ones, but it plays its part.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Let's take a look back really quickly before we move on to you guys' game on Sunday against the Bills. You guys started this homestand under 500 with a very important Sunday night football game against the Lions. You guys had an incredible homestand. You guys outscored your opponents 89-24. What are you most proud of? What was the most impressive for you, given how you guys played this homestand?
Yeah, I think it's just the progression of getting better and better, offense and defense and special teams. Everybody has got better while we were at home, and we had Arrowhead on our side, and so we have to continue that. You know, we played some good football teams, and we've gotten better as the season's gone on, but we're going to have a nice stretch of games starting off with Buffalo, and it's going to be a tough environment. So we got to continue to get better and try to find a way to win this game in a tough environment.
One thing that you told me a couple of weeks ago when we were having a conversation was about the wide receiver room and how much guys really like each other. I've been really paying attention to that, and you can just get a sense of it, man. Guys really like playing for each other. Guys like seeing other guys have success. It feels like the camaraderie is very high right now amongst the team. It feels like the chemistry and confidence is also very high amongst the team as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it speaks to just the culture that we've kind of built here, and guys like each other, and they want to go out there and win, and they want everybody to succeed. And so that's not going to happen every single game. Not everybody's going to get all the catches or all the yards or whatever it is. But I think if you just play your part and you get yourself open whenever you get the opportunities, the football's going to come your way, and then you'll be able to go out there and make an impact in the game.
You can't really call anything automatic, but it feels like Kareem Hunt on 3rd and short or 4th and short, it's become almost as automatic as anything in the league right now.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job, man. I mean, he does a great job of finding the soft spots in the run and getting through there and getting the yards. You know, that's not an easy thing to do, and I think it's a weapon that we have is having him in those situations. And the offensive line's doing a great job giving him space to run with.
I also feel like that's just changed some of the philosophy amongst the team. One thing we were talking about on the show yesterday was, you guys had 4th and 1 from your side of the field. I feel like in years past, you guys potentially punt in that situation. It didn't feel like there was any hesitation. It felt like everybody had a lot of confidence in that offensive line and also Kareem to pick up the 1 or 2 yards.
100%, and I said this after the game. I mean, it's confidence in Kareem and the offensive line, and it's also confidence in our defense that they're going to get stops if it doesn't work out. And so I think it speaks to the confidence of the entire team the coaches have in us, so that we're going to go out there and make it happen. And if the slight chance that we don't, the defense is going to get the stop and get the ball right back to us.
Right now, we're talking to the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. I got to ask you about Travis. He ties the record. Very special moment at Arrowhead. How cool is it to see him have that moment? And you talk about the hard work that guys put in. This is the guy that's been doing it for a decade now.
100%, man. I mean, he comes to work every single day with the right attitude, and one of the main leaders, if not the leader of this football team. And he's a guy that practices harder than anybody. Has a smile on his face, keeping guys motivated and ready to go. And so he's deserving of having these type of records broken, and that comes with the work that he puts in every single day.
Let's move ahead to Sunday's matchup against the Buffalo Bills. This is the 10th time that you guys will have played the Bills. It just feels like every year this game always means a whole lot. It's always really important, and it usually feels like it's around this time in the calendar.
Yeah, it is. It's always like late October, early November when we play, and it's kind of the season's rolling, and you know where everybody's kind of at in the standings and everything like that. And so we know it's going to take our best effort. I think that's what I've learned about every single matchup that we have is it always comes down to the end, and it's two great football teams going up against each other, and it's going to be one play here or there. It's going to change the outcome. And so it's just about making those plays, staying motivated, staying up to the task, and going out there and playing your best football at the right time and making those big plays in the big moments.
I'm sure you've heard this comparison a million times, but, you and I are from the same era of watching football. Every year you circled Brady against Manning, and you knew whether it was Patriots Colts or Patriots Broncos, you knew how important that matchup was going to be. How cool is it to kind of grow up watching that rivalry and now essentially be in the middle of your own version of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool just being able to be in these big games and playing against the best of the best at quarterback and at teams. And so, I mean, it speaks to the work that both organizations have put in every single year to be in these big games year after year. And I think it just it speaks to the people that are in each building. So it's been a lot of fun, man. I mean, go up and play in these big football games against these top-tier quarterbacks, and having a friendship with Josh as well. It's cool to be able to go up there and know that he's gonna play his best football in the big moments, and I plan on trying to do the same.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. What's the relationship like between you and Josh? Because it appears you guys are very friendly, but there's also a rivalry there. You want to beat him, he wants to beat you. What's the relationship like? What's the rivalry like between you and Josh Allen?
Yeah, I think off the field, I respect the way he plays the game and the way he handles himself, and so I think off the field we kind of have similarities as far as being interested in golf and being interested in just being around our family and competing and just being good people, and so I think that kind of tends itself to have a friendship as far as golf and stuff like that, but I know just like me, he's as competitive as ever. So when we get on the football field, it's all about going out there and finding a way to win for the football team. And so it's definitely a friendship that on game days there's not a lot of talking. It's about going out there and competing.
We've talked about this before. You're a part of a big three with you, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. It feels like you guys push each other. You got a couple of MVPs. Lamar has a couple of MVPs. Josh Allen has an MVP. It feels like you guys really push each other to bring the best out of one another.
Yeah, I think that's just the quarterback position these days. There's so many great quarterbacks. You see it every Sunday of all the guys that are around the league making plays happen, and you want to push yourself to be even better. And if you don't, you're going to get passed up by these other guys, and it takes your best effort every single week. And so, Josh and Lamar have kind of been those guys that have pushed me every step of the way, being here the longest kind of with me. But at the same time, man, these young guys are coming hungry as ever. So it's going to take all of us to keep playing our best football to try to stay on top.
I think a lot of people, if you ask them, what's their memory from this rivalry, a lot of people would say the 13-second game at Arrowhead. When I think of this rivalry, I think of when you guys went on the road in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Up to that point, you hadn't played a road playoff game. There were those conversations of what is this team going to look like. You guys go on the road and you get the tough win, and then it's that image of you running off the field, and fans are just throwing snowballs at you.
Yeah, no, the fan bases are passionate for sure. I think it's for me, I like that one more just because we won the Super Bowl that year. In the 13-second game, we lose the next game. So I think it's been a lot of great games, and even the games that we've lost have come down to the very end. And I think it's a great rivalry, and we just go out there and know, like I said, take our best football, and you're gonna have memories after the game. Just hopefully they're good ones.
You just mentioned it. Where would you kind of rank the fan? I don't know if animosity is the correct term, but certainly you're not very popular there for understandable reasons. Where does it kind of rank with some of the other visiting stadiums you go into?
No, it's up there. They definitely don't like me or the Kansas City Chiefs. But, I love it. I love that, they're that passionate about their fans, their team, and that's what you want in sports, man. And you want to keep it hostile, but at the same time safe. But at the same time, you want it to be a great environment and a great atmosphere. And going up to Buffalo, you're going to get a great one. And now it's about going out there and kind of bonding together with your teammates and going out there and trying to find a way to win.
Last two things here. Kansas City, they love their tailgating. I don't know if anybody loves tailgating more than Buffalo. You got to be on a different level to try to pile drive somebody through a table.
Yeah, I've never tried to do it, and I don't plan on it, but it looks like it's fun for those guys. So, they can keep doing it. It's part of their tradition.
And last thing here, you were a baseball guy. We had an 18-inning baseball game. What's the longest baseball game you've been in?
Man, I couldn't even tell you, but 18's a lot of innings. I try to stay up after the game. I got my adrenaline pumping, and I get after the game. It's the 9th inning, and I turn it on, and I'm watching it kind of in the locker room, and then all of a sudden I go home, and it's the 11th inning, and I stayed up to I was mad. I stayed up to 1-something in the morning to the 17th inning and just passed out, fell asleep, and of course Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off in the 18th. So I missed the walk-off, even though I tried to stay up for it. But it's been a great series, 2-2, and they're still in L.A., and then they'll have to go back to Toronto. It's been a great series to watch.
That is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, joining us on the show today as we get you ready for one of the most anticipated games of the regular season, the Chiefs and the Bills. Patrick, great luck, man. We'll catch up with you after the bye week.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Every week, we are happy to be joined by the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and his appearance on the show is brought to you by our friends at Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Winning starts with a great drive. Since 1942, Telly certified techs have delivered complete car care with top brand tires and expert auto service. Keep your drive going. Take it to Telly. Visit TellyTire.com today. That was our conversation with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about the rivalry that has developed between the Chiefs and the Bills. That's coming up. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5, The Fan. brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, folks, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here. Many men remember their first time. Not that first time. I'm talking about the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined that special moment. And if you're over 50, then the chances are then you've experienced this before. That first time can be frustrating. It can be a little bit embarrassing. But here's the good news. At Heartland Men's Health, that first time can also be the last time. Heartland Men's Health specializes in treating ED when the pills and herbals fail. With a success rate of over 90%, many men see results just after one visit. So your first visit is just $99, which includes a consult, lab work, and if medically advised, you get a test dose. And if it doesn't work right there in the office, then your visit is on the house. So don't let ED define your sex life. Call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or check out the website, heartlandmenshealth.com today. You can also stop by and visit any of the 3 area locations, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City. Be sure to stop by Heartland Men's Health.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Ready for action, basketball fans? BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is giving players another reason to hit the court this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to every basket, every slam dunk, and every buzzer-beating shot with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and same-game parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like Dark Mode 2. Log into BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA all throughout the basketball season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Chiefs coverage brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union. Invested in you. Cody and Gold are broadcasting live this Friday from Community America Credit Union's Red Friday tailgate in Blue Springs, off 70 on the Outer Road. Meet the Chiefs cheerleaders and KC Wolf. Grab Chiefs gear and win tickets to the Chiefs versus Colts game. Only at Community America Credit Union in Blue Springs.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft.
since 1915. Shop in store or at Hellsberg.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Traffic is brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. On the Missouri side, 70 eastbound, watch for stop-and-go traffic just past 435. 71 highway into downtown is slow-moving from 27th Street. And 35 southbound, there's a wreck before Johnson Drive. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. They've been in business since 2012, offering residential service and project work, light commercial and router service. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Welcome back into the show, Rob. Let's talk about the rivalry that exists between the Chiefs and the Bills. Now, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was telling you guys that I don't believe that the Chiefs and the Raiders are a rivalry anymore. They are in the same division, sure, but I don't think it's been a rivalry for quite some time. And that's not based on the fact that the Chiefs win a majority of the matchups. It's based on rarely do the games have any importance. Rarely do we get memories and stories from those games. Where, if you look at it through the lens of Chiefs and Bills, it's the exact opposite. This has taken the place of Patriots and Colts. This has taken the place of Patriots and Broncos, where if you are an NFC fan, so you have no ties, no bearing, it does not matter to you who wins this game. If you're a Lions fan, you know that there is a certain kind of game you are expecting when you sit down at 3:25 on Sunday and watch these two teams play. There is a history, there is a track record. You know that this is really important in the storyline of a National League football season. The same way that Patriots and Colts, you knew every year these are two teams that are going to win their division. These are two teams that got a chance to win a championship. The winner of this is going to potentially get the 1 seed, get a bye. I'm watching two Hall of Fame, two great quarterbacks. This means everything. These kind of matchups are why we like and follow the NFL, why we build up the storyline, why you build up the characters. You got one quarterback who has been to the last 3 Super Bowls. On the other side, you got a quarterback who has never been to a Super Bowl. The other quarterback can never beat the one quarterback in the playoffs. Can he finally do it? It's why the NFL is so popular, because it creates a character arc within the television show. So as I'm watching this and I'm seeing the matchups and the games and the storylines and the competition, the last 4 games that these two teams have played, the AFC Championship game, you don't really got to put more stakes on it than the winner of it goes to the Super Bowl. We're watching that. Of course we're watching it. 60 million people are watching that. Wait, this is the second time that this has happened before? These are the last 2 NFL MVPs? It's a storyline that writes itself. You then think in the regular season, these two teams played each other. They played each other around the same time as they are playing now. The game last year was on November 17th of last season. You remember, that was a close 1-possession game heading into the fourth quarter. Had all the drama, had all the intrigue, and the Buffalo Bills had a decision to make. It's 4th down. They're going to go for it. They end up going for it. They win the game. Go back 2 seasons ago. Who ended Buffalo's season? It was Kansas City. Buffalo was at home. First time they had Patrick Mahomes at home in a playoff game. You remember that also was the first time that Patrick Mahomes went on the road in the postseason. Storylines behind it. What does that look like? Chiefs win that game 27-24. The last regular season game, I guess in 2023, they played a regular season game. That was the Patrick Mahomes blow up on the sideline, the Kadarius Toney lateral with Travis Kelce. There's something that happens every time that these two teams play each other. That's what a rivalry is. A rivalry is good games, good competition, great storylines, great players, coaches, fan bases. It is all of those things. It is the buildup, and it has to be important. This game matters. I'm not saying the Chiefs can't be the 1 seed if they don't win this game. They already got 4 losses. You've lost the tiebreaker to the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be really, really important at the end of the season, and you're going to need that to keep pace, to keep up. So this, to me, is the best rivalry in sports that we have right now. Better than any rivalry in the NBA, better than any rivalry in baseball, better than any rivalry that we currently have in college football. You know, there is a certain brand, there is a standard, there is something attached to when these two teams play each other. So I expect it to continue what we've seen. This is going to be a 27-23 game heading into the fourth quarter. Who can make a play here? Who can get a stop here? Who can avoid the big mistake? There's just something that you come to expect when you watch these two teams play against each other.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I agree with you. This is the biggest rivalry, at least in the NFL. I do think college rivalries and college sports rivalries will always trump this, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Do you think this can really be viewed as one of those type of rivalries if the Bills never get it done in the postseason? Because right now, and we will talk about these stats throughout the week, Patrick Mahomes in the regular season does struggle against the Bills. The Bills get the upper hand a lot in the regular season. Before this year turns, it's Bills get Chiefs in regular season. We've seen that story a bunch. It never happens in the postseason. Can this be one of those rivalries if the Bills never get it done? Because eventually, I know everyone likes to compare it to Peyton and Tom Brady. Peyton got him eventually. We have never seen Allen get Mahomes. Can it be that rivalry if it's just regular season intrigue?
I think so, and I think it's very important to note when it comes to all of this is it didn't instantly happen for Peyton Manning when it was against Tom Brady. Everything you were saying about Josh Allen, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong to feel that way, but everything you were saying about it was exactly what people said. The Patriots won the first 6 times that they played Buffalo. Or excuse me, that they played Indianapolis. They won the first 6 times. I mean, Peyton didn't beat Tom Brady in the postseason until 2006. Think about that. The Patriots beat the Colts every year, and the first time that the Colts got a win that really, really mattered until 2006. So I'm not sure when Josh Allen will beat the Chiefs. Maybe Josh Allen never beats the Chiefs, but we would never say that the Patriots and the Colts weren't a rivalry, and it ended up being almost the exact same. The Patriots won 8 of those 4 matchups. The Colts only won 1 of those games in the postseason, and the one time they won in the postseason, lo and behold, that was the year that the Colts went on to win the Super Bowl. And then almost the exact same thing kind of happened whenever Peyton Manning went to the Denver Broncos, and the Patriots also won the series when it comes to those teams. So, yeah, I'm not saying we put too much stock on that of, how can it be a rivalry if one team wins? No, it's a rivalry because it matters. It's a rivalry because you know the importance that it has in the division, in the conference, and there is a mutual respect, I think, for both sides, and also a mutual hatred that both sides have. If there is one fan base that wants to see the Chiefs fail, it's Buffalo's. Like, they have the Hall of Fame quarterback. They're in a division that every year they feel like they can win. The only thing stopping Buffalo from having 1 or 2 of these things is you. That's the only thing stopping them. They have everything else. They have the quarterback. They have the offense. They've had a good defense the last couple of years. Great head coach. They always make the postseason, home field advantage. The only thing that has stopped Buffalo from being Philadelphia, that has stopped them from being Seattle we saw in the early 2000s, has been the Kansas City Chiefs. And to me, that's what makes it a rivalry. I don't think a rivalry needs to be 50-50. Each team needs to win. There always has to be stakes attached to it. There has to be animosity attached to it. And that's what I think you have when these two teams play each other. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Entry Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Entry Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm Piera Palazzolo,
VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The NBA is back. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you miss tip-off or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything, from who's going to score next to a fourth-quarter comeback. You can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, however you want to play. Now is the perfect time to join. FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 wager wins. So all you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to sign up today. Fall is here, so celebrate the return of basketball season with our friends over at FanDuel. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue. Non-withdrawal bonus bet. Expires 7 days on street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem. Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. You can bet everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will win it all. You'll be able to build parlays, bet player props, or even ride the live line. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player will score the next touchdown or the touchdown after that. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back. On December 1st, you'll be able to see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, there's a ton of ways for you to get in on the action. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Car wreck?
Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 35 northbound is very heavy from Southwest Boulevard up to 25th Street. I-35 on the Kansas side, there's a wreck southbound before 635. Backup goes to 169 Highway. I'm Kelly Rush, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to The Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Rob, you know that currently I am in the process of exploring if I'm going to go from a renter situation to a buying situation. I'm just tentatively deciding if that's what I want to do. I don't know yet. I've gone around and I looked, and everybody is telling me, well, before you go look, you got to sit down with the lender and you got to ask some questions. You can figure out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I had that scheduled today to sit down with somebody and, they ran my numbers and all this kind of stuff. And Rob, as I was listening to this woman talk to me and kind of explain the process and all these different things, she rattled off, I'm not joking, at least 7 different fees that you got to pay for. It was like, oh, well, you got to pay this fee. And then I was like, how many fees are there? And she was like, oh, it's a lot. Rob, more and more, as I continue this process for the first time and I go through it, no part of it sounds very fun to me. Everybody talks about how important home ownership is and how you got to own things. I don't got to pay these fees anymore. What? You had to do this? This was a common thing?
It's a very common thing.
Oh, my goodness. I felt like she was making up fees in the process of us talking.
You're going to buy a car soon, or you were talking about buying a car. There's all sorts of hidden fees of buying a car. You got to register it. There's all sorts of fees.
You're saying life just has fees attached to it.
Life has fees.
You're saying so like the same way when you buy a ticket.
It's
and then
very
they
much
charge
like a
you a
ticket.
bunch of different fees that don't even make sense. Ticketmaster will charge you to email it to you. You got to pay an emailing fee. Wait, what? How? I got to pay $3 for you guys to email it to me? Doesn't make any kind of sense. So you're saying that's the same thing here, that I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to think about it. Then she was explaining like, oh, well, if you want to put this percentage down, but some people try to put 20% down. I was like, wait, hold on. Like, I'm looking at this number. I mean, I ain't the best at math, but I feel like I deal in percentages almost every single day of my life. Like, people just got $25,000, $30,000 to just put on a house. Like, what is happening? She's like, oh, well, some people get it from their grandparents or some people. I was like, well, my grandma's dead. I don't know. There's no grandma coming to give me a lump sum of money.
This is part of the racket, though, and why owning is better than renting. If you get through that first one where you're like, oh, God, I got to put a massive down payment down. I'm basically in debt. This is a problem. You now then sell that house, and the next house you buy or whatever, you have the lump sum built into the sell job. So when we sell our house, we're looking to move in 2026. When we sell, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take some of the profit from that house and use it as a down payment on the next one. So you're good.
That's what she was telling me. Yeah, that's what she was telling me.
To get the wheel spinning sucks.
I mean, we were going through all the different numbers. I mean, it was a very good conversation. I mean, I was happy to have the conversation. This is the first time I've ever done this. I've only lived in one place. I was living at home. When I was doing 9 to 11, when I was on the Danny Parkin show, I was still living at home. I didn't make enough to live on my own. And then we got the afternoon job, and I was like, all right, I make enough. I can live in my own apartment. So I've got my own apartment, and I've lived at that apartment the entire time that I've been in afternoons. I've lived in the exact same place. But now I'm getting to the point, I'm like, man, I need another bedroom. I just want more space. I just want to live in a different neighborhood. I want to live in a different building. Like, I'm having all of these different feelings. So now, for the first time, like, I haven't even considered moving in the last decade or so. I've been very happy with where I am. Now that I'm unsure about it and I want to go through the process, I'm just learning. I'm like, this doesn't sound very fun to me. No part of this sounds fun. Why have we created this system?
I mean, I don't know if you've heard this before, but it's pretty common knowledge. Being an adult, not a fun experience. You know why people wax poetically about their college and high school days? There were no bills. There was no responsibility. You just got to live your life. You're about to be a 35 to 40-year-old man.
Yeah, but I'm asking, I guess I'm asking this question. This is what I maybe am asking. Now that we are the adults, why don't we make adulting more fun? Think about that.
Because
can't we make the rules now? Don't we make the rules? When we were kids, we had to go by the rules that our parents set. And then you would ask, hey, why do we do this? And I'm sure your mom said, because I said so. You remember, that was a common thing. Mom, why don't, because I said so. And it was just understood. I'm the adult. You're the kid. Now that we are the adults, why don't we do a better job in just making the rules?
What would make
like how many times? I mean, I'm serious. How many times at our job have you had a very serious question about something and you said that doesn't make any sense? And then you were talking to the one person that could help it make sense. And they're like, I don't know. That's just the way it is. Then why don't you change it? You're the boss. Why can't you change it? It reminds me of that one line in Coming to America. Remember the one line in Coming to America where Hakeem wants to marry the woman? And then the king is like, well, that's not how we do it in our country. And then his wife looks at him and says, but I thought you were the king. I thought you could change the rules. Why can't we change the rules? We're the adults. Why can't we do it? Some political figure, we should tell Hartzell to do this. Why don't you run on less fees? And that's what your political thing should be. Less fees. I'd vote for that person. I really would. I would vote for the less fees person. They don't got to do anything else. Have no other stance. I don't care what you do in your personal life. We're going to pay less fees. That's it. Somebody said it would take all the adults to do it at once. That's a good point. Because there's some adults that want these fees.
And some adults are getting paid out on these fees.
Sure.
They like the fees.
For sure. No, that's certain. That's for sure. All right, tomorrow we really start our deep dive. We start getting ready for Bills and Chiefs. I appreciate you guys. You know what? Stay away from fees. That's what we learned today. It's The Drive.
This is Wyatt Thompson from K-State, and you're listening to The Drive with CDOT right here on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today.